Okay, boys, it's time. Taking a look at the Season of Discovery runes for all the classes. So the idea here is we're gonna go discuss kind of their power level, how fun they are for the different classes. We're gonna rank them on this tier list. Right now this tier list is very basic. I think we need to change that. So I'm gonna relabel some things here.
The last row should be meme.
OP. Oh, I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Or how about just no one will pick this?
Yes. Dude, that's so good. We got Paladins up first here on the tier list. Rebuke. So we get an interrupt. I mean, that's hype. That's real good. I feel like that's at least that's like gas for a Paladin to have a kick. Let me know.
I think you might actually be overpowered with a kick as a Paladin.
All right, but here's the thing: like, what are the size of the raids that we're going to be going to, and how often is it going to be needed? Like, if we get back into 40-man raids, like, we're going to have so many interrupts flying around.
Hold on. So, are we only thinking PvE in this whole thing?
Oh, we're thinking everything. We're thinking everything.
So if we're thinking PvP as well, Paladins getting a kick is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's bangers.
Yeah. I mean, you could almost put it in OP, but I think there's going to be a lot of things that would want to go there. So I'm kind of hesitant to throw it up there.
But also, okay, so if we're talking about PvP, yeah, an interrupt's great, but if you look at it, it says it's only a 2-second interrupt. Like, that's
so
pretty short.
What are we? So it's a leg rune, right? We can compare with other leg runes. We have.
Yes.
Well, why don't we just do we'll do
There's a lot of
different
good leg runes.
different runes at the same time that we can give us something to compare against, right?
A lot of good ones.
Okay, so there's also DSAC. Okay, that's I mean, raid wide defensive.
And would also be good for PvP as well.
You would never take
exemplar.
You would never take DSAC over rebuke in PvP. I think PvP you have to take the kick.
You might in like BGs.
Depends. No, if you're a healer, yeah, absolutely take DSAC. That's great.
Okay.
How often are you just gonna be running in and just
if you're like the only thing is like if you're in like a dueling tournament, yeah, rebuke maybe, but like DSAC 10-second.
I would never
DR?
take the interrupt if I was playing with other people who already had one.
Okay, interesting. And you know there aren't. I say that, but like the main form of PvP is large scale content with like a lot of people.
Yeah, you don't need a kick for that.
All right, okay, that's fair.
The other thing too is Inspiration Exemplar is a better PvP talent for that type of situation as well.
This is so fucking big.
It's huge.
Okay,
this is ridiculous.
We're gonna just deal with it as we go. So, all right, I think you guys make really good points. I've dragged Rebuke down to we're feeling good, but I put it with DSAC. I think you could almost probably put DSAC up because I think the PvE utility of DSAC is just like unrivaled.
I think we're gonna see way more DSAC play than we are ever gonna see Rebuke play.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
The only thing that makes me hesitate, and I'll come back to this point for a lot of like large scale uber strong defensives that we cover, but it's classic. Like you don't take that much damage doing things, so I can definitely see like what becomes meta is trying to make like the most offensive build possible, just doing mechanics and surviving, unless they tune these raids to be like very damage intensive, but I just don't see that being the case. So like the points during like a raid or a dungeon where you will need to press DSAC or use like there's the priest barrier we'll get to later where you need to use that ability are like few and far between. So I think that's kind of a point against it. But
I think with the fact that they're going to make big changes to what we've seen already in BFD, that there are going to that's showing that they're going to make a lot more changes to other raids going on, and I would expect the level 60 raids getting the most upscaled tuning. So I would see that and they'll probably add in things that would require a good damage reduction response as well. But I get your point. If they don't implement something into the game that requires the use of a DSAC to get through it, then it's a wasted slot.
Yeah.
I would also argue real quick that for DSAC, a large part of classic raids is clearing trash, and I think that there's like a lot of trash pulls in like all the different raids that having DSAC would make a lot of trash pulls significantly.
Oh my god,
easier.
like the dragons leading up to Broodlord, the big dragon leading up to Broodlord in BWL. Like you could pull like 2 packs at once if you wanted, then just DSAC. We changed like speedrun meta too.
That's true.
The AoE is going to be a much bigger thing in Season of Discovery.
I did just realize my cam isn't on. One sec. I'm just gonna throw that randomly. We're just gonna add that.
We won't
mid
be able to see the
stream.
giant images.
I'm putting it like out of the way. Don't worry about it. It's good.
There's nowhere. Okay, maybe
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Center bottom.
Yeah. Oh, center bottom. Oh, that's so
Yeah,
weird
go
though.
for it. Just do it.
I just like look up at the rankings. Oh yeah, we're
There you
doing
go.
we're doing this now. I hate it. I'm going bottom right. All right, moving on. So, okay, other leg runes. We can only talk about 2. We gotta fucking move. It's gonna take forever. We're taking this long.
Okay,
So
Exorcist. I think no one will pick that.
can now be cast on any target and has 100% increased critical strike chance against. Yeah, that's like the current
Really
exorcism.
good for Nax, but not so good. For
So
the
like
other
it's
raids.
only good for undead and demons. It has to be cast. You're not going to be using it like mid-fight in the rotation. And you, if you're ret and you're DPS, you can also just pick Avenger Shield, and it hits 3 targets.
Yeah.
But do you? But
Or
does
have
that
a
require you to
or have
hold the
or
shield?
have another sack.
I think it's very like you would only. I agree. You would only take it if it's like an undead dungeon as a ret paladin specifically.
And,
So I
your,
don't think.
and your
think
inspiration
that,
exemplar is your tremor totem, by the way.
So wait,
I don't think Exorcist original had a cast time. I think that got added in to make Art of War a thing.
I think we assume it has a cast time.
I'm checking. I'm logging in right now.
Okay. But we're comparing it with
Check right.
Avengers Shield, which, I mean, I don't know, is like, I mean, I think it's like decent. I don't. It doesn't. It's like it doesn't interrupt. Like
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know how Wrath you can talent into it to interrupt. It doesn't have that in the description. So I think it's like, I'm not as excited about this one as I am others. And then the other leg one is, Inspiration Exemplar. Your inspiring presence periodically dispels fear and sleep effects on
It's Tremor
nearby
Totem.
party members. Yeah, Tremor Totem
So-
for paladins. That's pretty cool. That's pretty
It
cool.
is.
Good, but it's situational though.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like you're like for Nixia, you'd have like some shitty pair of pants, like one of your paladins would throw on, like your worst paladin you'd have to throw on these pair of pants. Hey, there we go, we got Tremor, and then you go fight the boss.
I would.
So
Still
I think it's
move up
mean,
Exorcism.
honestly.
Like I think Exorcism's still going to be good as long as there's not a mana issue for
Would you
it.
ever pick it? Would you ever put it on your main piece item? Probably
I
not.
think I would.
I'd rather have an Avenger Shield or Divine Sack, to be honest.
Really,
almost
but like,
every
if you have, like, how
situation.
often are you going to be changing out your?
I think it
Your
matters
equipment's
if
throw
it is
shield.
instant, then maybe. So like, let me.
I would pick it if I was the bitch paladin whose job was to make sure that the fears in Onyxia get dispelled.
Yeah.
Does the Paladin trainer in? Oh, he doesn't. God damn it.
I'm gonna leave it in feeling less good. I think it's situational, and also, Randak, I hear where you're coming from. I think that's fair. I feel like it would go in a tier above. No one will pick this, but and like calling it a meme isn't really correct either. It's
You go with feeling less good.
feeling less good. Okay, I feel like I mean we're not gonna use these bottom 2 that much, but we
Right. I'm okay with that one.
we come
feel
back to
good
it. We
there.
come back to it when change.
Sure.
All right, let's look.
I have to run all the way to Stormwind. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Hand of Reckoning is gloves. You get taunt. I mean, yep. That's
To the top. To
that's-
the top.
Paladin tank.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
that's absolutely mandatory.
Cool.
That's just so good.
Sure. Yep. That's paladins are living the dream. And they other things to this. You get threat bonus from Righteous Fury.
Is it OP though, or is it just gas?
I mean, I think that depends on what it does, right? So we're going through the ability. Like, is it how viable
No,
is
it has-
proc hiding
It's
going
got
to be?
so much attached to it, not just the fact that it's a taunt, but it's got so much extra
Yeah.
attached to it.
You get extra
It just-
mana.
it's- yeah.
When
it's
healed
got
by
everything.
others,
Oh,
you get
true.
when damage takes you. Oh, damage hit below 35% is reduced by 20%. So you get a couple of like DR or like quality of life talents that you would in Wrath, just like built into
So-
this one ability.
It overcharges your threat. It solves your mana problem because it basically gives you spiritual attunement. It gives you DR when you get low, and it's super. And it's also just got the taunt effect as well. It's like you've got everything. You've got it all. Like it rounds you out, gives you the full tank toolkit in one deal.
It's basically 3 tank abilities in one.
Right. I mean, I think, but that's what this rune intends to do, and we'll know similar thing for like other tank classes. Is it's not just like you get taunt. It's now all right. Here's some things that make you viable as a tank class. We really don't know if that's going to end up being enough for Paladin, or like in this example, to actually be a good tank. Like maybe it turns out that the Righteous Fury causes them to gain mana when healed. You go like instantly. Maybe it's not enough, and they have to like tweak that number. So that's the only thing that would hesitate me from like committing to, oh yeah, we know it's gonna be OP. But I think the principle of just giving a Paladin a taunt is very, very
It's
sick.
huge. It's basically a taunt plus the healing buff you get.
Yeah.
In Wrath.
So I lay there. That's cool. So it is under the gloves. Other gloves.
Right?
Crusader Strike. You get an ability as a ret. Holy dude, rets are going crazy. Randak, what's the red deal?
Oh, dude, the age of Paladin is now.
Okay, are we? I think it's gas because you get a button to press,
I agree.
and there's like no downside.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, you if you're playing a ret, you're picking up Crusader Strike hands down, easy. No, solves your mana problem, or at least makes it so you just don't fucking go in 30 to 40 seconds, and then you're just autoing for the rest of the game, and you're playing vanilla Paladin again.
yeah.
So it keeps you online, while actually giving you an active damage ability for the first time ever in Classic.
And I think, another thing too I just noticed with all the glove ones for Paladin is you only take these as like whatever spec you're playing.
Yeah.
So
It's one for roll. It's pretty straightforward.
yeah, but it's still good. So Crusader Strike, yep, great. Fuck yeah. Now regenerates 2% of your max mana. Let's go. And then Beacon of Light. I think so. Classic Holy Paladin healing is you just heal the tank and you spam the tank. Beacon is like such a nice quality of life because now you're still spamming, but you can actually think about the raid, and like you have to invest more brain power into making it good, which I think is great. That's what you
Basically what it is, or else your role in every single fight plays exactly the same. You plant your feet in one spot and you target the tank and you press one button over and over and over until you get your loot.
The only main difference is in vanilla. Now they could change this with the new raids and raid mechanics, and then I'd be wrong. But in vanilla, there's a lot less just constant damage going out to like multiple players like there is in Wrath.
right.
And the reason why Beacon is so great is you beacon the tank and then you're just constantly healing anyone else that's low health or whatever.
Mhm.
But in vanilla, it's usually just a tank like in Molten Core, the tanks take damage, no one else takes damage for the most part, like except for like Mother Shiraz and like a couple other fights. So like there's still gonna be healing tank anyway.
Mother Shiraz? Is that a TBC fight?
I'm thinking of the fucking the arcane exploding.
Oh, I don't know his
Shazra?
name.
Shazra.
Shazra.
The worm. Not the worm. The
Yeah.
Naga.
Armageddon.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, but like, if you're gonna make that point, I think we have to drop DSAC. Does that make sense? Because it's like, what are the AOE situations where you need that DR?
See, here's the thing with them putting in so many runes like this. It really tells me that I think they're planning on changing the fights enough to where there is going to be more active thinking and strategy.
There was a shit ton of like raid damage going out in that.
There was,
one
yeah.
fight in
So
BFD.
I would expect
Okay,
to see that
agree.
to be a thing going forward in the rest of the development and discovery.
And you are correct. Exorcism is instant cast
oh,
in Classic.
I'm telling you.
okay.
So
Okay.
I think that puts it up higher.
Do you take that ahead of
At least meh. It's at least meh.
I wonder if you have to wear a shield to use Vengeance Shield, because then that just like
You
could
do
rets.
not.
You do.
It doesn't say so in the tooltip.
You definitely do not have to wear a shield.
Really?
Because the tooltip on here, let me go double check, but I'm pretty sure the tooltip in thing says you have to, and that one doesn't say you have to.
I'll jump. All right. We'll
I'm gonna go
put
look.
this up to Matt.
Okay,
then.
so that's a big thing. If it does not require a shield, then that definitely puts it up.
Yeah, let me go look.
For ret, that's a good button to press.
If it calls it out in Wrath, I think it's a sign that you don't need a shield, but maybe you do. I don't know. I mean, you could just like weapon swap, throw it, swap.
I just draw it to beacon into we're feeling good. I mean, you could put it in gas. I'm kind of tempted to drop DSAC to we're feeling good, but do we like what we see here? Any change it? Oh, there's still one more.
I think your shield requires a shield.
In Wrath?
In Wrath right now.
And this one says it doesn't, right?
Okay, so if you look at the talent in the talent tree, when you pick up Avenger Shield, it doesn't say anything about needing a shield.
But the ability does, yeah. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Oh no, it says in the talent tree it says requires shields. In game, in the talent tree as well, it says requires shields. And gives a mana cost and everything. Hurls a holy shield that they make. So like, what's the actual thing that they hold on? Avenger Shield. Hurl the shield. Yeah, it's the same wording, so it probably does require shield, I would assume.
Absolutely. You don't want to be swapping your two-hander out in and out like.
Yeah, you're never gonna pick
your autos in, especially with your seals.
So I think, I think Exorcist and Avenger Shield are fine where they are. Okay, let's keep going. I think we're good with what we got.
All right. So we have the almost done Paladin, guys. Good work. So we have chest runes. Let's look at Aegis. Increase your block value by 30% and damaging melee and range attacks against you have a 10% chance to increase your chance to block by 30%. Isn't this just like redoubt in Wrath? Redoubt or something?
Basically. It kind of also reminds me of Holy Shield.
Oh, not cumulative. Okay. It's redoubt. That's
yeah.
So I guess it's like I don't know if you have redoubt in classic talents. I guess. Okay.
It's basically, it's Holy Shield and redoubt.
Oh, so that's what they merged those abilities together. Okay, because I was wondering why it says it's not cumulative. So like, what's the difference between these two?
So
it lasts 10 seconds. So it's Holy Shield.
Oh, okay.
So is the point of this rune to just free up talent points in the tree?
I mean, maybe.
Possibly.
I don't think is Holy Shield.
That's interesting. Yeah, because it's not cumulative. So you just wouldn't take redoubt if you ran this.
I don't think Holy Shield is in the talent tree in Classic.
No, but redoubt is.
I don't think it is in Classic. Yeah, I think
redoubt is. Yeah. PC. So it gives you a Holy Shield and then just adds the redoubt talent to the thing. But it could stack.
No, it says it's not cumulative with redoubt in the tooltip.
Okay, yeah, so it frees out the talent then, I guess. That's really good, by the way. A Holy Shield is amazing for Paladins, and freeing up the talent, like you could just, I don't know.
Yeah, but what else are you gonna put it in? So my thing is,
I figured it out why they did it. I figured out why they did it.
Go ahead.
If you take that rune, you can skip redoubt, shield specialization, and you can skip Holy Shield in the prot tree. And that lets you put 21 point talents in Holy to give you consecration.
What? Yo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get consecration.
Wait, so you don't have consecration as a prop paladin?
No.
What?
It's a third tier. It's a third tier talent in.
Oh
Holy.
My goodness! Wait. Okay, that's.
So you go strength. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. I guess whatever.
Interesting.
And there's your builds.
I was about to be like, this sounds like a mad talent.
No, you have 10 points left. You could put more into Ret even.
Yeah, go Ret maybe what?
Okay, so you don't have to skip that. Never mind. I thought it was a tier below, but consecration is in Holy.
Okay.
So reduce mana cost.
Yeah, there will not be a prop paladin.
Oh, there it is. I figured it out. Okay, so you can go 11, 30, 10. So 10 in Ret gives you the 5% parry chance talent, which is a second tier talent. So that's 10 points. 11 points in Holy is consecration, and then 30 there. I just have the prop build. There we go.
Damn.
Yep, that sounds right.
I was about to be like, yo, this Aegis sounds kind of meh. You just get better block, but all right. I hear
it's the talents. That's where it's good.
The cogs are turning. Okay.
The impact on the talent. Yeah, I mean, this is so obvious what the tank build is going to be. Yeah.
Okay, word. Aegis, cool. Then we have a better might. I mean, even if this is cool, you probably like make somebody play this in your party.
Puts that in.
Yeah, you're just like, yeah, it's whatever. I don't really care. It's
meh.
I honestly think no one will pick it. Look at all the other options.
Okay, but what's a Holy gonna pick?
Yeah, a Holy hat.
Aegis.
Yeah. Divine Storm, it heals.
Come on.
It'll plus healing will probably affect it.
You know that
And they'll
actually
stand
that's a
in
good
melee and
point.
they'll pump.
But then buffs. Think about all the other DPS in your party that are going to
It's
scream at you if
exclusive
you
with
don't
might.
have it.
People are just gonna get might.
Yeah, there's got to be one person that runs it.
All right.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
it's-
exclusive with might. You'll just get like.
Okay, but might is attack power. This provides strength. It's
Yeah.
I'm throwing in the
so you
meme
get
tier.
better stat
It's kind of a
allocation.
meme.
Here's what you're gonna do. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna put on the thing. You're gonna buff everyone. Then you're gonna take the item off.
I'm calling it a meme because I really like. I think Holy Paladins have access to a really fun style of gameplay with Divine Storm if they can like actually heal with melee their autos. But if they're forced into playing Horde of Lordaeron for buffs, man, that's like that's a meme. So there.
Think of like everyone's mindset going into this, though, right? Everything's fresh. Everything's fun. It's level 25, 40, 50. People are going to do the fun thing. No one's picking Horde of Lordaeron. It's not fun.
I don't see a holy pick in Divine Storm because it's based off weapon damage. They're gonna be using a
Hold on.
caster weapon.
I'm asking Maury right now.
It's gonna do low damage and it only heals 3 things for 25% of the damage.
Yeah,
It's,
if I was
it's
a
weak.
holy paladin, I would take the horn.
All right. You know what? You guys have talked it up. I don't really delve in Paladin too much, so sure, that's cool. We'll do feeling less good to make everyone happy. So
That's fine.
It's not a meme because it will be played, but it's also not a fun button to press anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a filler.
Yeah. Like someone's got to run it, and if you're the one that has to run it, you're feeling not so good, but you're just doing your job.
Yeah. Okay, let's do. So we have Divine Storm then and Seal of Martyrdom. So this is like, I think the rep paladin question. And I mean, I thought there would be a world where prop paladins could play Divine Storm, but after learning a little more about Aegis, I think there's like zero chance. So, what?
No, definitely not.
How are we feeling about Divine Storm and Martyrdom?
I'm gonna put Divine Storm in meh.
No.
Yo, what? What?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, Randak.
Simply
Holy
because
shit.
it shares a slot with Seal of Martyrdom, and that is just so much more. Like, so you put your seal on, you don't have to waste GCDs on pressing a button to get your AoE in. And not to mention, like, Seal of Martyrdom, it fixes mana not just for you, but for everyone around you. Like, you're supercharging your raid just by putting that on and right-clicking on someone.
That's
Like, you're feeding mana back to your raid so, like, everyone can pump more.
That's true. Actually, like, the fact that so it already does AoE damage, and I mean, it's sad because like it takes away a button that your class doesn't have many of. I mean, I guess you get them in
Right,
other places.
I know.
but-
I don't feel great about it either. But
and it gives you replenishment.
yeah,
Dang.
But what I would want to know though is, so like Seal of Martyrdom, it says that it gives mana to your party. What if you're in a party with like rogues and warriors? They don't care about that. So wouldn't you want to
True.
run Divine Storm?
I mean, just put your paladin in the right party.
I think that's the assumption that Divine Storm 1-for-1 deals more damage than Seal of Martyrdom. But I remember on the PTR, I was watching a little bit of in AoE. I was watching a bit of S-Fan stream, and he was like, he played Divine Storm for like one trash bag. He's like, oh, this feels awful. I'm going back.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, but they're gonna balance it. I think it's the fact that it's a heal thing that would be pretty cool. It's 25% of the damage caused. Like all you have to do is just spam that shit.
So here's the thing. Also, you could combo Seal of Martyrdom with the Hand of Reckoning. Never mind. I'm stopping. That's bad. No, because you have to get rid of Crusader Dragon. But I was thinking like,
Wait, let him cook. Let him cook.
You're taking damage with the Seal of Martyrdom, but the Hand of Reckoning says as long as you know the rune, you don't have to have Righteous Fury active. But
Okay. All right. Moving on. So we're putting Seal of Martyrdom.
I'm putting it up high. It's gotta be good.
I don't know. I think it and Divine Storm, because we're so close, we're going back and forth between the two, they should just be similar.
Well, isn't like seal twisting gonna be a thing now? So like Divine Storm, you might not have the GC.
I think Divine Storm and Martyrdom would go in feeling good.
I think that even if it ends up being like kind of
There's no seal twisting,
a
by
bad
the way.
option, I think that ends up being a bad option. I think like the idea of you getting Divine Storm in Classic is like very exciting. So I'm cool with that.
I'm alright with it.
All right, that's
By the way,
Paladin.
there's no seal twisting. They tested it on the thing.
Gotcha.
Go ahead. Are we done Paladin already?
We're done. Finally. This is what it looks like. I think that's cool. I think, yep, we're moving on. So, next up here we have Shamans. Now, I don't play Shaman.
Wave K for a bit. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
So we're just gonna, wiggle our way through this. Let's look at, so I guess we could start with some of the Wade the Earth here. This is a leg enchant. There are 4 leg enchant options. We have the Earth. While Rockbiter weapon is active on your main hand weapon, you deal 100% increased threat. Okay, this is your tank. This is a Shaman tank talent, basically.
It's the Shamans can tank now ability. Yeah.
Earth Shock taunts target as a separate cooldown from other shock spells. I mean, that's, if people are as excited about Paladins being able to tank, I mean, I think you have to put this, like, this changes the way the class plays, which I think is very exciting, even if it ends up being miserable.
The only thing I would say is everyone, I saw 2 people play this on stream, and they went like instantly. So I don't know if it's just gonna be shit at level 25 or they need to tune it, but like they'd be halfway through a pull and have no and then they'd start losing threat.
That could be a problem. There might be other runes to be able to remedy that, but I mean, I think it's like, is it the same thing I saw with Hand of Reckoning, right? The principle of being able to make the class tank is very, very good, but it could be the case that the tank itself is very bad. But the fact that you have that option, I think, is just, I mean, that's amazing. Super good. So I feel like Shaman has to go in OP, or Way of the Earth has to go in OP. Other leg options we have Ancestral Guidance. This is next 10 seconds, 25% of your damage is converted to healing on up to 3 nearby party targets, I assume, and 100% of your healing is converted to damage on your most recent flame shock target. That's kind of funky.
I think that goes to the bottom. No one's gonna pick that.
Really?
If I was a Resto Shaman, I'd rather have Earth Shield.
Wait, and 100%? What the fuck? And 100% of your healing is converted.
It's weird, dude. I think this is kind of cool, but I also agree. I agree with Ghost Stab and I agree with Ire, and I don't think anyone's gonna pick it. So, unfortunately, I think it's. Is it meme or is it no one will pick this?
No one will pick it.
It's a PvP thing.
Yeah, I think that it goes in the no one will pick this because, like, I don't think that it even has potential to really be like a meme build that you can like do off to the side. Like, it's just such a weird.
It's
cooldown
110% a PvP thing for sure. You flame lash a target, and then you start spam healing someone like a flag carrier, and then your flame mash target just gets wrecked because you're healing the flame. Like
I don't think. I imagine overheal wouldn't work. I don't think overheal would contribute damage. I mean, I could be wrong.
No, like, if someone's getting like wrecked,
oh
like,
yeah.
It have to be real healing. Like that's why I said flag carrier. Like if
sure.
Nuking the flag carrier.
I think
it's
kind of sad.
Specific for sure.
Because I feel like this is like a lot more fun than Earth Shield, but you just want the reliability of Earth Shield. Which, by the way, Earth Shield. I mean, I feel like it's just like. It's like, okay, it's like good, but it's not. It's like, it's an ability.
It's good, but yeah, it's not fun. It's not exciting. It's just there.
Cool.
And then the last one is Shamanistic Rage. So this is.
It's Eve Kate.
As a Resto Shaman, you might even be tempted to take this for mana regen, or, I guess the fact is like as a tank that you can't take Shamanistic Rage and Way of Earth is pretty sad because like you don't get the talent that gives you mana back. But
that's okay. There's another one.
Yeah, we'll get there. I actually like this because I think it gives you equal to your attack power, spell power, and 6% of your healing power. So they're basically saying this talent can be used for either the enhance or LE Shaman DPS, which by the way, LE in Classic is like known for going so I think this is like actually really good. This probably enables LE as far as mana problems, and we haven't looked at the other runes, right? But in principle, so I think Shamanistic Rage is, as an ability, it's like actually pretty good in the fact that it can apply to multiple classes. So I would say like we're probably feeling good about Shamanistic Rage, but
that's where I would put it. Yeah.
Feeling good. It's feeling good.
All right, hell yeah. All right. Speaking of mana issues, how about Water Shield? Gloves. You get mana when you get 1% MP5, and
When you get
then
hit,
yeah, when you get hit, you also get it's a little passive MP5, and plus when you get hit.
So tanks could do this, but tanks
but-
have a better option on glove.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about that because tanks have mana problems, right?
They do, but I think they'd want to take Molten Blast.
Blast enemies in a cone in front of you for 39 to 54 fire damage. Its ability generates a high amount of threat, so it's like your AoE threat button.
It's the only
Okay.
AoE threat, yeah.
That's tough though. I mean, I think if we assume that shamans figure out a way to solve their mana issues and they can pick up this talent, that's really strong. So, but I mean,
because we're basing the mana issues off of like the 2 streamers I saw play
Yeah.
who probably had like agility gear on or some shit. You know?
yeah. Okay, I mean, Water Shield, you're probably taking this if you're like a resto. Maybe there's some niche case if mana ends up being a problem for other specs, but like I think
PvP.
it's
PvP.
yeah. If you end up needing mana, you just kind of take this. It's not like anything exciting though. I would put it in meh, but it's like a nice option to have, I guess.
Yeah.
So Molten Blast is a tank shaman frontal, which I think it sounds pretty cool in principle. Flame shot periodic damage has a 10% chance to reset this cooldown on Molten Blast. That's also pretty cool. This button can light up and you can hit it again. So I think this is gonna be a fun button for shamans. As a tank at least. I would say
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. AoE threat.
Yeah,
There's no
it's-
other AoE threat.
I would say
That's it.
either feeling good or gas. I don't know what you guys think.
Feeling
I
good.
would
At least
probably
feeling
put
good.
it in feeling good for now, just because it is a brand new ability. We don't know how strong or weak it's going to be when it's in action. So
I don't know. I'm feeling gas. Like if the shaman tank thing pans out, it's going to be a real viable thing. That's just going to be the button we're pressing. I think it's going to be a core part of the toolkit.
I'm trying to think of like I actually have no idea how a shaman tank, they really only have shocks, right? Like as their button presses.
The
Yeah,
weapon
ju-
stuff too, like
just
rock fighter
first
weapon and
shot.
stuff.
Right, but that's
They
not
speed
like
that up.
that's not like a keybind that they're hitting.
No, but it lasts. I forget how long it lasts. Isn't it like only like 30 seconds or something? Or
I think because you could then use the same logic for Rets getting Crusader Strike. Like they just get another button press, which is exciting
Yeah,
or
yeah.
fun. So I mean, I think Crusader Strike and this should be on the same level.
Proc though, right? Like it's also an
Oh right, it can. Yeah, I'm gonna put it here.
off of the
Okay, it's gas.
flame shock.
Molten
periodic
Blast is
damage.
gas.
It's kind of like the Frosty K ability, Howling Blast, because it's like on a CD.
Yeah,
plus you
yeah,
can
it
also proc
is. It's like very similar to that. Lava Lash. Charge your offhand with weapon with lava, instantly dealing 100% offhand weapon damage. This is just your button press as an enhancement shaman.
It's a dual wield enhanced shaman button press. Yeah.
Yep, and that's good. Enhancement shamans get a button press, and okay, I mean,
Meh. It's just a button press.
but so is Crusader Strike.
Yeah, but Ret Paladins didn't have a button press before.
What
Right.
do enhancement shamans just have?
Shocks.
Yeah,
Shocks
okay.
before.
I think the
So
okay, go ahead, go.
It's definitely a feeling good.
I would actually put it in the feeling less good, and the reason for that is because the issue that I have with Lava Lash is that you get the most optimal damage with it if you put Flame Tongue on your offhand. So if you do that, that means that's one less weapon that does not have Wind Fury. And if I'm playing Enhancement Shaman, it's more fun to me to have Wind Fury on both my weapons.
Oh, is that a you played double Wind Fury in Classic as
Hold on.
enhanced?
But you won't need Wind Fury
But here's the thing:
because the
Also-
Druid will have it.
Okay.
to even use having it on your offhand means you're dual wielding, which means that requires another rune on the shaman's chest to even be able to utilize that.
Interesting.
So-
Okay.
So, you're required to take another rune to even play that rune.
To play which one? Sorry. What?
Lava.
Yeah, Lava Lash
With
needs
Lava
dual
Lash.
wield. Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, all the chest runes are like basically specific to their talent tree. So like you're not, if you want to play enhance, like you're taking dual wield. Like none of the other chest runes
Yeah, so
benefit
there's
you.
an
So.
enhance, there's a tank, there's a elemental, and there's a healing. Like it's
See, but that's also the ones that we have right now, knowing that there's going to be more along the way.
for other item slots.
But there's never going to be any more chest slots. Like, these
As
are the ones-
far as people have hinted at, like all the new runes that'll add will be on other slots.
All right.
But
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Like
If there's no
they can do anything they want.
conflict, then there's no problem.
I can't like. What would you like? You can't add more. Like, what else would you? I don't know. Fuck, I don't know.
I mean, literally anything, man. It's
Like, for example, you're not going to add more leg ones because, like, tanks have to take wave earth. You just have to. That's the threat. That's the taunt. You know what I mean? Like, that is what makes you a tank. So, like, I don't think you can add more leg ones because people are just going to take the ones they have to take.
So I think, Ghost, your point is interesting. If it like ends up being kind of if the weapon enchant is worse than what you would use otherwise, that definitely feels less good. But the fact that you're getting an additional party like button to use in your rotation, I think if Crusader Strike logic, yeah, I think it has to be at least feeling good, unless we just move everything else down. So I think that's like we maybe feel less good because there's those drawbacks, and then
I'll be right back real quick. Sorry.
yeah, no worries. And then it also maybe doesn't add as much flavor or value as the other two abilities, but I think feeling good is appropriate. Lava Burst. Ellie Shaman's getting another button to press. That's great. Same kind of deal. I think Flame Lava Burst is a very strong ability as an Ellie. So now, you know, Ellie's in Classic that are already notorious for having very strong burst now have Lava Burst as part of their toolkit. I think that's scary. I think Ellies are feeling good about Lava Burst for sure. I don't know if you put it on the tier of gas, but I think it's a great button to have.
I think you're right.
Cool.
I mean, like, but also, what else are the Ellies really gonna want to go for?
Of the
I'd
glove
say-
options, it's
Of the glove options,
It-
yeah.
it's-
I mean, like, unless they're having like mana issues.
I mean, Shaman is pretty like cut and dry. It seems like you're pretty much if you
Yeah.
want to play Ellie, you're taking these runes, or if you want to play Enhance, you're taking these runes. So it's not like a whole lot of option. There's not a whole lot of options. We're more so looking at okay, what are the individual abilities and like how strong are those for their class, or for that specialization. So I think that's fair. I mean, you could honestly probably argue Lava Burst up higher if you're like turbo PvP person, but I think that's appropriate.
I
for what it
don't.
is.
I wouldn't go higher than that, honestly, because I don't really think it's adding anything new. Because Ellies always have a button,
Yeah.
so yeah, their play style isn't really changing that much.
Sure.
It may be more for balancing, but not like fixing core issues that the spec had originally.
Right. Okay, that's fair. Overload. So let's look at these chest runes. Overload, by the way, sounds crazy to me. Gives you a lightning bolt, chain lightning, blah blah. Oh, so and healers can take this as well, not just Ellies. 33% chance to cast a second similar spell on the same target at no additional cost that causes half the damage or healing and no threat. The fact that you can just like dish out double lightning bolts or double chain lightnings or double lava bursts as an Ellie, that has to feel amazing. It's like it's literally
That's-
Wind Fury for
It sounds
ranged
boring, though.
DPS.
I have some Vietnam flashbacks of getting like blown up in 1 second by elemental shamans from Classic. So now that they have overload, that scares me even more.
Yeah, this thing's good. It's 1/3 of the time. So 1 out of every 3 casts, you're basically just going off. It's and especially a chain lightning going off. That's big. That's way big.
Yeah, I agree. I'm thinking, I feel like this is probably it goes into the gas tier. Even
I would say gas.
it sounded like you're gonna make a point about like it doesn't do anything for the rotation, which I think is fair. But like, think of how much everyone loves Wind Fury, and just like apply that as a caster. I mean, I think that you have to be excited about that.
Yeah, like the only problem that I even have with that is like you almost have to wonder like if someone is using that, are they going to be doing too much threat?
Well, their second ability causes no threat. That's part of the tooltip.
Oh, I missed that part. That's my bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
People don't like Wind Fury because Wind Fury is like fun or cool. They like Wind Fury because they need it to parse.
Big number fun, man.
When I play Shaman, I liked the RNG of just occasionally swinging like 4 times. I enjoyed that.
Okay.
What I will say though, as a drawback for Overload, because it knows it has some points for chain heal and healing wave, there's no way you take this as a healer. Like it's hard for me to imagine you needing Ruput as a healer.
Yeah,
in
random
Classic.
super on heals is weird.
Yeah, you would much rather take Healing Rain and just have that AoE sit and chill in it, in my opinion. So, Restless I don't think would take it, but Healing Rain for Restless Shaman. So you originally just were slamming Chain Heal in Classic. Now you have Earth Shield to maintain, and you also potentially have Healing Rain. So I think it's cool. I don't think it's the most amazing thing in the world, but I don't know if we're feeling good or just kind of meh.
I don't know. It's kind of meh. I think it's mostly just trying to fix the same problem that Chain Heal does already, where you're just gonna slam that on the melee because that's where you're gonna have a bunch of people stacked up. So,
you know what?
I don't think.
Sorry, I'll let you finish your thought there.
Yeah, I don't think it's providing much of anything new, unless that's gonna free up GCDs for something else. I really don't see it being super exciting.
Right. So I realize as we're going through the healer options, I should really take a look at, because I don't heal and know much about healing. I'm gonna take a look at Ao's notes that he made for healer. This guy's he's a Wrestle Druid or a Wrath Guild, but so his take on it is that Healing Rain and AoE heal could go either way. It depends a bit on the encounter and who the other healer is. I imagine Overload. So he says this. I imagine Overload would be better for tank healing. I guess it makes sense for like throughput. 1/3 of tank heals are double strength. Depends a bit on the numbers of Healing Rain, but if you're healing with another... Okay, then he talks a bit about potential healer comp. Really just depends if you value AoE healing or tank heals, I guess. If choosing between Overload and Healing Rain. But I just imagine Healing Rain having kind of more just application or play style even. You know, it changed the way people play when they want to try and stand in your Healing Rain. Like that's also kind of an element that's fun to it. So
I guess. I guess if there's like any like constant like ticking mechanics out there or something that like Healing Rain can be an answer for it.
mm-hmm.
Like if there's constant damage.
I'm kind of cool with meh though. I mean, we have like all the rest of Shaman blends in here: Healing Rain, Earth Shield, Water Shield. Not to hype down rest of Shamans, but this is kind of how it is. Dual wield specialization. So you get 2 weapons. Oh, increase your chance to hit with both spells and melee attack. Oh, okay, that's just enhanced with Shaman, spell hit, and Storm Strike now gets with both weapons. Yep. Yeah, it's your enhanced Shaman talent. I mean, you can dual wield in actually, can you dual wield in Classic right now? Do we know?
No.
Oh, okay, so this is actually like really good then. Enhancement Shaman actually becomes a viable specialization. Okay. I think that's...
I heard some shamans were kind of pissed about this. And they wanted people to lean more heavy. They wanted Blizz to lean more heavy into two-handers. I heard there was mixed responses to it, but I don't know. I mean, it's cool, but...
Yeah. I mean, I think from like, just, again, you enable the Shaman spec to just fill this other role that they wouldn't have been able to otherwise, which is kind of what we have in the OP tier, but I'm putting it down one because you can play Enhance in Classic. It's just like you two-hand. So now you are being kind of pushed towards dual wielding, I guess, as you're saying. Maybe it's like, Maybe I'm more not feel. Gas I feel like is because you can too. Actually, I think Ira has a good point. Like I don't know if I'm feeling that good about it.
I would put it in the gas because, like for enhancement in classic, if you play two-handed enhancement like right now, it's kind of like a meme spec. But so with dual wield, it's going to turn it into like a viable option. And so even though I agree, you know, that like it would have been cool to see Blizzard try to like push more for a viable two-handed enhancement option, I think it's still a good thing that they're giving enhancement, like, you know, their 15 minutes of fame.
It's good. Plus, you need it for Lava Lash too, right?
Yeah, you do.
You do,
And then the other thing is like, but the other comment was like, you know, the thing that the thing I read where people were the most pissed was like the sort of quintessential ret item is basically Hand of Ragnaros, right? And so, you know, Alliance have Paladins that can have an amazing use now for Hand of Rag, and Shamans get fucked because there are things they're adding like all dual wield stuff for their thing, and so that was the, you know, people are kind of like, meh.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. Enhanced Shaman becomes a more viable thing. Maybe you could make an argument about wishing Blizzard could have leaned in a different direction, but at the end of the day, it does become a meaningful and damaging spec. So I think that's exciting. So sure, guess is cool. I'm cool guess. Okay, then we have Rogue next. That's everything in Shaman.
Oh boy, guys, we're gonna be here a while.
Yeah. Okay.
This is gonna have to be like a 2-part video, man.
No, Rogues is, oh my god, dude. Everything here is gas, and if you think otherwise, you're wrong.
Okay, let's look at the lag runes. So in Venom, you get Venom as a finisher in Wrath, in Classic, like you currently have in Wrath. It's a really strong finisher for sure. It doesn't, goes through armor because it's a nature damaging attack. It's poison damage, but does it consume one dose? It doesn't look like it consumes deadly poison. This version.
No, it doesn't consume. It's activated. Plus, when you do hit it, it also increases your proc chance by 75%.
I'm inclined to put it in the gas section, but the only thing that I would want to know is Blizzard planning to change how poisons work in Classic? Because like in Classic, the poisons have, like, what is it? Like you can use a poison on your weapon and then like it has like 60 charges, 70, 80 or whatever it is.
So that's interesting then, because then that basically means, okay, if we're now applying poisons a lot more frequently, are we having to reapply our poisons to our weapons a lot more frequently? That's interesting.
Yeah, that's why, like, so if the poisons get changed, so it's like the hour-long duration, then I think Envenom is gas. But if you're constantly having to reapply your poison because of Envenom, I would probably be more irritated about just having to frequently reapply my poison. So I'd probably just move it a tier below.
Okay, so I regardless of the poison thing, I don't think I would put it in gas, because all Envenom does is it changes your priority finisher from Eviscerate to Envenom for most specs, and of course Envenom is a harder hitting finisher, but that's it. Like, it doesn't do anything else. So I don't know, I feel like it's if we're looking at what's in gas and OP right now, it like kind of changes the playstyle of the class or adds some like really strong element for these like top 2 tiers, which I don't think Envenom does. So I feel like, we're feeling good as a rogue getting Envenom, but I don't think I'd go higher than that.
And then this is like a bunch of theory crafting, like who knows if this will be a thing or not, but if Envenom, is going to make your poisons that much stronger, I wonder if it's possible that you might see rogues like try to use some like off pieces that have spell power on them.
The spell power rogue? Do we
an assassination rogue that goes poison will obviously take Envenom, but every other rogue will it'll be sort of situational, because you might just use Eviscerate or Rupture anyway. on top of keeping slice up. So
I
I don't know.
I doubt it would be a thing because of the fact that they're adding loot to the game. I think they will envision
That's
what an
true,
Envenom
yeah.
rogue looks like and create gear that is the best for that kind of build. And so I think it's cool idea, but I don't think see it being an actual thing. Let's look at some of these other leg runes here. So we have Blade Dance Between the Eyes. Blade Dance is your tank finisher, which you always want to maintain. That's cool, I guess. And Between the Eyes is ranged finishing move, and so it's basically a ranged kidney shot that also does damage. So I think
That is OP.
if you are in the slightest interested in PvP, this is crazy. Yeah.
Between the Eyes is incredibly
the
OP,
way.
especially because you also get quick draw for PvP. It's a chest thing.
Okay, well let's
So
tie that in.
quick draw is basically it's like a scatter shot ranged. Sorry, a slow at range. So you can slow them at range, and then you can stun them at range. Get some combo points, run away, slow them at range, stun them at range, and then run in, kill them, run away. Like they're turning into hunters in PvP basically, or like they're gonna be
I
as
think they're
annoying
trying
as
to bring
mages.
back that the pirate thing that they started to introduce.
But like just thinking about like
Yeah.
having crippling poison, them always being slowed. Plus you can slow them with quick draw if they can cleanse the poison. And you can stun at range now as a rogue. Like rogues are already annoying to fight because of like all the crowd control and shit. But now they can just do it at range.
I mean,
Like especially versus mages and shit. Like oh
I
my god.
I wonder if Between the Eyes and Kidney Shot share a cooldown. Because if they don't,
no,
they
it's combo
don't,
points.
then
You
that's
need
combo
combo
points.
points.
like Kidney Shot has
Right.
a cooldown
yeah,
of 20 seconds.
So-
Kidney,
Kidney
Oh,
Shot
no,
has a
sorry, does
cooldown.
that-
It does have a cooldown. But it's combo points anyway, so you can't do them back to back anyway. You'd have to do abilities to get your combo points up for a full duration.
I think it's
Yeah,
likely
but-
it would share a cooldown. I feel like.
I guess I'm asking like,
Well,
are
maybe
you
not.
gonna be able to like further stun lock someone by having like 2 stuns now as opposed to just the one with Kidney?
No, well you'd have cheap shot kidney, right? I think the reason you have Between the Eyes is you can stun like warlocks, hunters, mages at range. It's the whole like help rogues and warriors against mages type of story, right? Like warriors have Warbringer now. We'll talk about it, but they can break roots basically, and so I think this is just one of those things they're adding.
Ghost,
Yeah, but
my
it's
guess
cracked.
is
it is cracked OP.
I'm guessing they'll share a DR, so you probably can't just like have 15 seconds of stun or something.
Yeah, it'll be DR for
Yeah,
sure. It's stunned, so it's DR.
wishful thinking.
Yeah, no, I feel
Yeah,
you.
so your 5 second becomes like 2.5, 3 second basically after like a cheap shot or whatever.
Okay, Rogue's having a defensive finisher. TBH, I feel like I'm feeling less good. Now let me hear me out. I think it's necessary for the Rogue tank class, but it's not rewarding. You don't build up and like do you're not hitting an Envenom or hitting an Eviscerate. You're just like, all right, now I'm parrying for the next 30 seconds.
You are not thinking enough about the rogue. What ability procs that's really cheap and does a lot of damage off of parries?
Riposte.
Repose spam.
But it
You know
has
how much
a
fucking parry you're gonna
cooldown.
have?
It has a cooldown. You can't just spam it. It's like a 6-second
also
cooldown.
on that
wait,
note-
wait. Hold on. Does it have a cooldown in classic?
Yeah,
It does,
It's
yeah.
it's 6 seconds. I'm pretty sure.
But also, like, you're gonna be doing a lot of parry hasting as well, and by virtue, you're gonna get more autos and more poisons.
Yeah, you'd be parry hasting crazy. Like,
Okay, that's interesting. So parry hasting is like kind of good.
it is good when you're the one doing the parrying.
I mean, yeah.
Normally, people say parry haste. They mean like don't parry haste the boss, which means the boss parries you,
Yeah.
not you parrying the boss. You definitely
Yeah,
want to parry the boss.
but you're gonna be the one doing all the parrying.
Oh,
now,
right.
so-
Okay, yeah, remember. I see where you're going. I had it in reverse.
Yeah, you had it backwards.
All good.
Yeah. No. But like the other thing too is that having that up also gives you was it like 20% DR? Yeah, 20% DR. When it does hit you because of the just a flesh rune.
Okay, so it synergizes well, but like just as a finisher, right? You would much rather use these
it's
two.
Basically, it basically is your tank playstyle. You have to keep so how would you rate Slice and Dice?
It's basically the rogue equivalent of needing to maintain Holy Shield.
No. It's the tank equivalent of DPS rogues having to maintain Slice and Dice. It's literally what it is.
I mean, Slice isn't
Yes.
particularly fun. It's not
Yeah,
it's not a
exactly.
rewarding
So,
thing
like,
to press.
If Slice and Dice didn't exist and you were gonna, I think it's more excited than Slice. I don't think it's meh. I think you got to go up one more from meh, to be honest. But that's just me.
Slice isn't exciting, but for assassination, we just press it once.
And then forget about it in Wrath.
You
yeah.
have it in feeling less good, bro.
Okay, I'll go meh. I'll go meh. I'll go meh.
I'm with Shin. I'm feeling less good about it, and like to be honest, like the jury's still out on this, but I feel like that the rogue tank to me seems like it's going to be the weakest tank.
Oh, ye of little faith. I'll show you. Don't worry.
It's definitely going to be the.
It all depends on how they itemize the new gear that's going to drop.
Yeah. Okay, dude, we have so many fucking things to get through. We gotta fucking zoom. All right, let's talk about main.
Wait, did we rate all the legs?
Yeah, I think so. There's only 3. Yeah, main gauche.
Yeah, we did.
Main gauche.
Are we chest or we did chest already?
No, we haven't.
Chest yet.
No,
Okay,
I just
gloves.
jumped to gloves because this is what was next. Instantly strike with your offhand weapon for normal offhand weapon damage and increase your parry chance by 10%. Okay, I wonder which class is taking this. Which spec is taking this?
Yeah,
It's
funny. Main gauche is like a it was a combat ability that was introduced in like Kata or Warlords or something. Yeah, it's just but it was different. Main gauche was just an offhand weapon proc. It would just proc a strike. You'd take the talon and it would like chance on melee hit to main gauche, and it would just give you more white damage. So this is like it's the same name, but it's a different thing.
I would put it in meh.
Yeah, this is like meh. You're just parry machine. I mean, it's cool if you like the parry machine.
Main gauche benefits from all talents and effects that trigger or modify Sinister Strike.
So like, Sinister Strike, energy reduction, or damage increase will benefit this.
Basically anything in the talent tree. Basically anything in the talent tree that affects Sinister Strike will also affect Main gauche. That's just what it means.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. It's like meh. It's okay. I mean, whatever. Parry machine.
Yeah, I agree.
Shiv. You get Shiv, and this is you're probably not going to use as much PvE, but PvP people are probably pretty happy. Just a guaranteed poison application means the moment you finally catch up to a mage or a hunter, you can instantly slow them, and they don't just like run away for free because you don't get a proc. So I think that's pretty exciting.
Shiv also benefits effects triggers for modify Sinister Strike.
I'm guessing that they're doing this because there aren't like this is to accommodate
them,
yeah, just to make talent you can kind of like change their power level. I think it's cool. It doesn't have the same groundbreaking PvP diff that Between the Eyes I think would, but I'd probably put it in like feeling good for Shiv.
Yeah,
It's a feel
that's
good.
what I was gonna say. And
It solves a problem that they have, but it's also really not a game breaker either.
Yeah.
the one thing that might make me bump it up a slot is there have been some versions of Shiv over the years where it does not cost energy, and then there's sometimes where it does have an energy cost. So if it's a free cast, then I think that's really good.
It's not free. It's not free. It says slower weapons require more energy.
Oh,
does say that,
okay, yeah. I'd just leave it where it is then.
Saber slash.
So,
Visual slash an emoji. Wow, what did I just say? You hit somebody for 130% weapon damage, and they bleed, stacking up to 3 times. This is kind of cool.
This is your subtlety, DPS ability.
I don't know. I think this one's good.
I feel like multiple DPS specs could pick this up and be happy with it. Like,
Yeah,
but
the
the bleed talents will make this better though, right? So
Yeah, this is gonna be a good
so
hit.
like main gauche combat, Shiv, assassination, saber slash, subtlety. I mean, it's just kind of obvious what they're doing, and then, but it's cool, and that it stacks or whatever. But I think I would rate it the same way we rate Shiv and main gauche though, in terms of like how exciting.
And if you have a feral druid that has mangle, then that
Yep.
makes it do a little bit more damage.
Mhm.
So
Yep. So you're like, yeah, so you could like, you know, depending on what kind of group you're in, you switch up your play style without having to change too many talents.
Cool.
Just swap out a rune.
No, I like feeling good for Saber Slash. I think it's appropriate.
Shadow Strike.
Yeah.
OP.
This is
OP.
you just
Shadow Strike with Between the Eyes and Quick Draw are 3 ranged PvP changes that are ridiculous. You are never getting away from a rogue ever.
I'd slam that straight in the OP tab. It's just too good.
I think it's very strong.
Here's the reasoning. The more type of these range stuns and gap closers that you add, it's like a multiplicative effect of OP-ness. Because you like
Penis.
you know what I mean? Like you
Excuse me? What did you say? This could
the
be a
more-
YouTube video.
Also,
The
Oh,
more
you
penis?
just like chase someone down, but like no one can just ever get away from you. You can't
exactly.
run from a
The
rogue
more
now.
of these you add, the more impossible it is to get away, and the more that which makes it more OP. Like I think rogues will literally be overpowered.
Yeah, you can neither really engage or get away from a rogue at this point. They're just
Yeah,
I-
they'll be able to cloak, and they won't be able to cloak, but they'll be able to like run away and vanish, stun you, slow you from a distance. And the same way, when they are ready to fight, you're never going to get away from them.
So the only drawback, and the reason why I don't think this should go in OP, is I'm comparing it with like Between the Eyes. Okay, you can only use Shadow Strike while in stealth, so that forces you to drop combat to be as a gap closer or to spend a vanish charge. Which vanish already drops any movement impairing effects that are on you. So like you can definitely close that gap, but you would also be able to like get out of kind of.
The thing is though, you're going to drop combat though if someone's running away and trying to like disengage.
that's it. There's especially back in vanilla, dropping combat was pretty easy for a rogue to get back into a stealth.
If you
just-
watch the duel tournament, like watch the Makarah, like there's so many resets on all these duels. Like,
Right, but it's also a gameplay element of like if you're going up against a rogue, you don't want to let them drop combat. So like if you're playing somebody good that doesn't let you drop combat, right? You might only use Shadow Strike or have access to it 2 or 3 times throughout a duel. Whereas Between the Eyes, you're pressing it whenever it's off cooldown, and there's no that you can use it on range. You can use it in or out of stealth. So I feel like just like as a comparison, Between the Eyes is just like stronger, which is why I hesitate to put Shadow Strike up in OP.
Okay. I mean, we're gonna be forever if we talk, but I think it should be OP. But if you want to put gas, I mean, whatever.
Ghost and Radak, give me your final answer. Go fast.
I would put it
I'm
in
going
gas.
Gas. Okay, cool. Mutilate. Gloves.
Is there anything different about it? Poison. Increase by 20% poison mutilate.
This is, I think this is a talent
so-
point that would exist currently.
It's mutilate, but the bottom part is the interesting one. Mutilate benefits from all talents and effects that trigger or modify backstab.
So if you look at the talents in Wrath of the Lich King for Assassination Rogue, there's a lot of talents that affect both backstab and mutilate.
Mhm.
So that rune basically is the Wrath of the Lich King talents in Classic.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
And
it's
and
that's
basically
just a-
improved backstab will also improve mutilate is what that rune.
Yeah.
It's just the implication.
Yeah, so it's definitely pretty strong.
Same with
for,
opportunity.
For me, I would probably put mutilate in the gas tab just because I think that like not only is mutilate as a spell like really strong, but I also just really like the fact that like for assassination rogues in Classic, they now have a viable way to play assassination. They don't have to spec combat in raid like they previously did. They now can be combat or assassination. So for me, I put it in gas.
I can get behind that logic. It's basically Crusader Strike for assassination at this point.
It's not that good. You already have a common point builder in Sinister Strike. Maybe it's like even if it's like miserable to use, okay? So it's not like game changing, like you're getting a new ability.
Strike with daggers. And backstab, you have to be behind. Mutilate, you don't have to be behind.
Okay,
It's
backstab.
like total
Sure.
game changer.
My bad. Backstab. It's replacing your backstab, which is like
Yeah, but
you're. It's already a decent button press, Like
Yeah, but it's hugely different because you don't have to be behind the target.
And backstab is just one weapon attack, right? Whereas mutilate is both daggers.
but backstab probably hits harder with that one weapon than
Okay, but
mutilate
which
does, right?
version of mutilate is it? Because there is a version of mutilate that requires you to be behind.
I know it's
No.
Yeah,
Never.
this one doesn't say anything about it.
I'm pretty sure you
Mutilate
just
did
do
not
whatever.
ever need you to be behind.
But backstab's like it's like a 200% weapon damage thing, or maybe less. I don't know, but
It's 180. Ambush was like 250 or something.
okay.
Like that.
So like I'm not gonna say deny that mutilate maybe hits harder than average at backstab, but I don't think it's like that insane that like it's gas. Because think about, I mean, I would say I would argue saber slash is a more like it changes the way you play your class more than mutilate would, right? Because now you have to think
Hold
about
on. It also gives you 2
Here's the
combo
thing.
points.
Yeah, that's the
instead of
thing
one.
that I was about to bring up. Because not only does it have the same energy cost as a backstab, but you're generating points twice as fast. So you're getting your
fucking
finishers
huge.
and your utility up twice as fast.
I'm feeling good
See
about
that
it.
I'm watching your stream. You see that face? That's the face of you realizing you're wrong.
Dude, I'm still feeling good. All right, if you guys all feel gassed, then we'll gas.
It's gas. Okay. All right.
All right,
Next?
gas.
That's all the gloves.
Yep. There's a lot of gloves ones for this guy. Slaughter from the shadows. We're on to chest. So this reduces energy cost for your backstab and ambush abilities by 20. Does not apply to mutilate.
Yes. Basically, this is: do you want to play daggers, but you don't want to do mutilate?
Yeah.
That's really all it is, and that this
It's
balances
meh.
it. But it's heavily meh
I
because
agree.
everyone's just going to do mutilate if they're going to do it, unless they're going to do PvP and get Shadow Strike.
It
I was
does,
gonna say,
then
does it
you would hate
apply
it.
though?
do you guys think that's a PvP rune?
It's PvP because PvEs will take mutilate, but if you want Shadow Strike, you can't take the mutilate, right? So you'd have to take. You would take this, I think.
I don't think this is necessarily obvious that you take this in PvP because of like a talent like
I
Quick Draw.
don't think you can.
No. I think that's the mostly thing, but like basically, this is just hey, if you want to play rogue, or you want to be old school daggers, and you don't want
Yes.
to take mutilate, this is what you take.
I agree.
And that's it.
I don't think this will combo with Shadow Strike because it attacks the target. Wouldn't that take you out of stealth, which ambush requires?
You would ambush. Ambush costs less energy. It just
Well, no, you don't. If you have Shadow Strike, you don't press ambush. You press Shadow Strike, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't work together.
Yeah. But if you want Shadow Strike, you would take this anyway to help with backstab because you'd be backstabbing with daggers. You wouldn't be mutilating.
Probably.
If you took Shadow Strike, you can't mutilate.
Well, this is a
That's what
goofy
I'm saying.
talent. Why?
I guess-
Who cares
I
about
guess you're
ambush? this is so goofy. This
Yeah.
part of the talent point. But I agree. Meh. Quick Draw.
OP. Just OP right away and move on.
Go Sab.
It's
Rennek.
it is legit overpowered.
If you're a rogue PvPer, you're gonna take that 100% of the time.
It
so.
awards a combo point. You can just spam it.
I mean,
I don't know. Does it say
my
there's a
guess is
cooldown?
that it doesn't do much damage. That's the case in like
No.
retail.
But like, if someone's trying to get away, you're slowing them, and you're getting a combo point each time you're slowing them. Doesn't look like there's a cooldown, although maybe there is. I don't know. And then you between the eyes stun. You're like a ranged rogue.
That
It's ridiculous.
spell
It's
Yeah,
OP.
this is nuts.
the retail version of that spell doesn't have a cooldown, so I'm assuming that it's the same.
Okay.
It's overpowered.
Okay. It will do like no damage though. I guarantee you.
Sure, but you don't need it. You're using it.
That's all for the utility,
You
man.
can
so get up
you
close.
constantly
It's-
keep them in combat. You constantly slow them,
Bro,
and then you can stun them between the eyes.
is it
Like,
on the
it
same?
lets you build combo points at ranged. It's overpowered.
Is it as good as Paladin's getting a taunt?
Way better.
Shut the fuck up,
It
dude.
is way better than
It is
Paladin's getting
better.
time.
I actually
It is-
hate you guys, but fine. We'll put it in OP. I don't think it's that
Not
good.
even. It's not even close. Because really, the whole Paladin like tank thing, they're getting the ability like the whole like they're gonna do more threats. They're gonna have Avenger Shield. Like
It's okay.
they
The
don't
reason
really
why the
need the
reckoning,
taunt. They'll be able to do
really-
threat. They can hold aggro. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
like,
it's not just the taunt that they're getting with that rune. It's like the rest of them that's giving the whole fucking tank toolkit that makes that rune just so bangers. This thing
Yeah.
just like seals the deal that nobody can
Yeah.
ever just get in close to a rogue if they don't want them to, or get away from them. It's just like they just have all the options now.
Okay. All right.
Like we're thinking strictly PvP here, but
It's
like they just have all the control.
I hear you. I
honestly
don't disagree.
Could not stop
I agree.
laughing when I was reading these during BlizzCon because I was like, this is ridiculous. You're never gonna. And you can also have the Shadow Strike with it too.
Yeah.
You just will never be far away from your target ever again.
So, okay, quick draw. We have what's next here? Just a Flesh Wound. This is your tank thing.
This is all I'm gonna say is I've been waiting to tank on a rogue for 20 years. The fact that this exists is a dream of mine since the beginning of time. And obviously it's not OP because we'll see, but for me it would be gas.
Yeah, I'd take it straight to gas. Just because it's another tank option, our Qs are going to be shorter,
my
so it's
God.
gas.
I mean,
The whole like swashbuckling, I'm a dodge parry kind of tank thing, like sword fighting kind of stuff. I want to do it forever.
I think it.
Living at your Captain Jack fantasy.
Oh my God.
I think just by the logic we use so far, it has to get OP. Just because we've said shamans and paladins that are now like actual tank classes get
Yeah.
The one
Yeah.
thing about rogue
Tease.
tanking that concerns me is that so it says that Feint is being replaced by Tease. Feint has like a 15-second cooldown or something like that. So I want to know, like, does the rogue taunt have a super long cooldown like that as well? Because if it does, then that's a problem.
I think it's 10, which I think would be more in line with like a normal taunt, but that's fair. I think 10 is also longer than like other taunts, which are usually 8 seconds. So
It's 20-second in classic. Or sorry, 10-second.
Okay.
Deadly Brew. When you inflict any other poison target, you also inflict deadly poison. So this is the poison rogue believers. I think it's
bangers. Sorry to cut you off, but go ahead.
I mean, it's like cool, but like, you're gonna like double instant poison. I mean, it's like you'll do more damage for sure, but it doesn't change anything about your class or like feel really good.
So what this actually does is it lets you use something other than DPS poisons as well.
So if you are running Envenom with this, which obviously you're going to be, I think that makes it OP.
Exactly. So like like in PvE now, you can run mind numbing, you can run wound, you can run like wound instant or wound mind numbing.
Okay.
Now the one thing I'm curious about is if they're gonna have the thing where I don't know if it was in BC or Wrath or whatever, where like once you had 5 deadly poison procs, any more procs would just proc an instant. And so I don't know if that will exist. If it does, then this is ridiculous. If it doesn't exist, then maybe not OP, but pretty fucking good.
I don't think there's any way I could be convinced putting this in OP. I think it's actually a good point about PvP. But then bear in mind, if you take this, you don't get quick draw. So it's one or the other.
Yeah, no. I don't think it's a PvP thing, to be honest.
I would not put this in OP, but I think we're feeling good.
Feeling good.
All right, word.
Oh man, rogues.
Fuck. Okay, I think that's rogue. Hell yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, I got the list. We'll do legs. Okay, kill command. Give the command to kill, increasing your pet's damage done from special attacks by 60% for 30 seconds. Each special attack done by the pet reduces damage bonus by 20%.
It's ass.
So you basically get 3 attacks from your pet that do a little bit of extra damage. I don't think that's good.
It's ass.
It's ass? Okay. The hunter says it's ass. So I
All
think
right.
it's ass. All right.
It's probably ass. It doesn't
Okay.
sound very enticing.
So like feeling less good or meme or no one will pick this.
I think it's
No
I
one.
think it's yeah.
Because if you look at the other leg options, like, they're
the
just so much better.
serpent.
Yeah, but if you
serpent
if you
spread
play
is-
Beastmaster, like you're basically gonna pick that though, right?
I would rather go for like sniper training.
So sniper
No,
training,
I'm-
your shot abilities gain 30% increased critical strike chance while you have not moved for 6 seconds.
Yeah.
That is OP. That
That-
sounds OP.
That's really good. That's
Yeah.
like super
30%
fucking
crit
good.
is nuts. It's like, hey,
Especially
do you want
early
cold
on
blood the
when
whole
we don't
time?
have
Here you go.
gear.
And then serpent spread for AoE is going to be pretty busted as well.
You might do sniper training for Beast Mastery too, because you just stand there while you're doing
Right.
things.
Yeah, then that means kill command's totally a meme.
Serpent spread targets hit by your multi-shot are now also affected by your serpent sting. Oh, it's just AoE damage.
Yeah,
Yeah, but 6 seconds.
it's pretty good though.
6
I
seconds.
think is only
It's not a lot of damage.
2 ticks, right? 2 ticks each.
How often do you
But
multi-shot?
I mean, yeah, what's the cooldown on multi-shot if it's
10
less?
seconds.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like a major part of your rotation.
Isn't
Yeah, but,
it like,
how what's the cooldown on it? Like how often do you?
I
Is
was
it every
up.
6 seconds?
I think it's
10
like 12,
seconds.
12 seconds or something.
Okay, so half the time the mobs you're hitting are getting ticks with serpent thing.
That's a bunch of free uptime.
Yeah.
Of a dot though. That's
That's a lot.
a
Of
lot.
AoE, yeah.
All right, where am I putting things? Tell me.
Okay,
Kill command's
so
a meme.
kill command's a meme.
Okay, let's go. First one.
Well, might have use for PvP maybe. Like the pet
PvP, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
is a monster. Well, I mean, I'm not sure with all these different runes, but in original classic, it does like 30 to 35% of your damage, and maybe kill command is good, but
Yeah.
can doubt
I
it.
think the only use would be for PvP for sure.
Okay.
So
Also,
it,
Also,
wait,
always gonna cut ahead.
In PvE, you'll definitely be able to find a time to stand still for 6 seconds. So,
That's probably gonna be most of the time.
right, yeah.
no, I just realized that it only increases the pet damage done for each special attack and reduces by 20%.
Yeah,
That's
so
like-
you get, your pet gets 3 attacks.
that's
So six, yeah, and it's,
that's not
it's
very good.
60, 40, 20.
I don't know.
I think sniper training. I think we're feeling pretty good about that. It's
Yeah.
Cyber training, okay.
it's
Yeah,
not innovative
agreed.
gameplay, but the numbers are big.
Easily, and then
Yeah,
it
and
synergizes with some of the other runes too.
Base, you're pretty quiet. I don't know if I have you turned down or something. but
Yeah,
it's
and
not
the
quiet.
only reason you would use that in PvP is just because there's no other option.
I had you turned down. My bad.
All right, sniper training. Oh, yo, that's fun. You can also like play around that too.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
I think that one will be good.
Do you guys talk about anything else, or that's all so far?
Just
No,
sniper
we did
training
we did the multi-shot one.
and
Oh
multi-shot
yeah,
one.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Multi-shot.
Which I think we're also
Serpent
feeling pretty
spread.
good about it.
Serpent spread is what it's called.
Basically, your multi-shot targets get serpent sting for 6 seconds on them. That's what it is.
Oh, that one's kind of weird. Like, wouldn't you just rather multi-dot with serpent sting? Like, if you're,
Yeah, but that's a lot of GCDs though.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're
I
not
don't-
pressing anything else.
So, I'm not like super familiar with classic hunter,
'Cause-
vanilla hunter, but then based off of like TBC hunter, you would have since there's no steady shot. I'm assuming you would have plenty of free GCDs.
Yeah.
Right.
And multi-shot is a part of your rotation anyways, even on single target. So, I mean, it's like a win-win.
It's just free damage.
But like,
It
what
is
happens if you serpent sting and then you multi-shot and it like cancels your longer serpent sting with a shorter one?
I don't think it would.
Let me ask you a question though.
maybe.
Is there any situation you would take that over sniper training?
Like high mobility.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Only on
big-
boss fights where there's like a lot of cleave going on.
or maybe
I mean, like serpent
trash.
spread
Lots of
seems
movement,
like
you mean?
good for dungeoning,
Or cleave, I guess.
but
But then
boss
the thing
fights
is,
it's definitely all
okay,
about sniper
so
training.
you get serpent sting. You get serpent sting on 3 targets. You're gonna get 2 ticks each. But is that worth? What is that? 30% crit on your multi shot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'd rather take sniper training.
Yeah, I think it'd only be useful in times where you're not able to stand still, which I don't know how often that is.
Is
Yeah.
it feeling good?
I think
it's feeling
meh.
less good.
I'd say meh.
Feeling less good,
Yeah,
man.
either meh or feeling less good. Yeah.
Base, what do you think?
I think it's pretty meh.
Okay, med is
Feeling less good? Yeah, man. Like low man was pretty good.
sure. Well, we might as well finish off on the leg and chat ones. So
Yeah, one more leg,
flanking
flanking
strike.
strike.
Yeah. This is kind of like
Melee
the.
hunters.
I think
that
it's.
one memes.
I think it's kind of fun. Like it's. I mean, it's there's you have
Yes.
survival and retail, which is melee hunter, and it's like it caters to a specific audience. I think like hunter
well,
truists
yeah.
will be like it's a
Bro,
meme.
I'm playing.
but
I'm playing a melee hunter for sure.
Wait, so yeah, Raptor Strike. I think that could be pretty good actually.
it also stacks up to 3 times randomly, which is
Yeah.
And afterward, your Mongoose Bite
And-
and Raptor Strike deal 10% increased damage.
and there's potential for cooldown resets, dude. I feel like you're feeling good. Borderline.
Yeah, so I think what happens is if the Raptor Strike and shit resets your flanking strike, you hit it and you get another stack before the 10 seconds fall out. So it's kind of like, it's pretty cool, man.
I imagine if the cooldown is less, I would think it would be less than 10 seconds just to enable you to stack that on its own. But I mean, I could be
So
wrong.
here's what I don't like about it. Like it seems like it's providing access to the melee hunter dream, but also it is literally the only rune that's just trying to do something like that. Everything else revolves around ranged.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Not kill command. Not the kill command.
Yeah.
Okay, but you also can't have both.
But yeah, you would have to take
Sure.
the flanking strike over kill command. Yeah.
I think if you take flanking strike, you do lone wolf anyway, though. But that could just be.
But
Wait, what?
no, because
What?
flanking strike, it says you and your pet deal simultaneous instant damage.
Oh, and your pet. Right. Okay, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're instantly memeing yourself. If you
There
do that.
there is carve, a sweeping attack that strikes all enemies in front of you for 50% weapon damage.
Well, hold on. If you deal 25% increased damage with all attacks while you do not have a pet active, that doesn't destroy you if you do flanking strike, just because flanking strike is also your pet.
Yeah, true.
Because you're getting more damage for it, right?
I honestly think this is gas because like it enables a playstyle, but it also like it's not just like it's not just like another ability. It's like, hey, here's an ability that also has stacking damage buff that you need to think about and play around maintaining, and it has potential for a like cooldown reset. Like I don't feel like that's fun.
Oh, I think it could be good.
So my vote is gas.
I agree.
But
Gas.
would it be better than having like, I mean, you could have both, but explosive shot could be kind of insane. Or chimera shot.
These are different runes. So,
No, I know, but if you're playing melee, I don't know if you would be, I guess you could like do a melee weaving thing.
Yeah. So I mean, it's the assumption that I think this talent specifically enables like melee hunter to if somebody only wanted to do that, like they probably could. And I don't know how well the damage is gonna be, right? We don't know, but
yeah, like
By the way,
sorry. What I mean is like keeping up the 3 stacks of flanking strike and like going out to range to use explosive shot or something may be kind of hard. I feel like if you took flanking strike, you would probably also take carve on your gloves, which is
I think that's
another
probably
melee.
likely.
Yep.
So in classic, there is still the melee range dead zone.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
so you
that's
can't
what
melee
I-
weave.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, you can. You'd have to run in and out of.
Yeah, there's a lot of just okay.
No,
fair.
You don't miss a lot of autos doing that.
You would just it'd be a lot of running and not much uptime. Is what it would be.
Right.
Well, you'd be surprised. Like Raptor Strike kind of slaps.
I mean,
Yeah.
wasn't melee weaving a thing in
It was.
Burning Crusade? Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
The dead zone was 5 yards instead of I think it
Oh, okay.
was 8.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
rid of the dead zone.
No, the dead zone's still there. It's just smaller, so it made melee weaving a little bit more accessible.
Right.
I don't know. I don't really know the classic fights. Maybe
But-
weaving might be best.
Just from the way that flanking strike is worded, it seemed like with stacking up to 3 times, it seems like something that you'd have to like actively maintain. I don't know.
So
I think I
fire.
don't think that it
It's fire.
provides enough. But I'll let you guys get.
here, I'll give you this one, Rhineck. I really like flanking strike as an option, but I think carve is meh.
Correct.
It's
Oh yeah.
It's a
yeah,
melee-
harder.
it's like a melee button you can press, and it does AoE damage, which is cool. But this ability itself doesn't like make the melee hunter. It's
Right,
with flanking
yeah.
strike. But I think like in
They
Connect,
were-
you take both of them together.
I'm just not sure if there is enough other sources to really supplement the melee hunter.
I don't really know if it's about like being, top DPS. It's just a new playstyle.
I don't know. I think it
I'm
could
with-
be pretty insane. You and your pet deal simultaneous melee damage. That could be a good amount, and your damage is increased for every time you use it, up to 3.
But then again,
And-
like, are we going beast mastery for this, or are we going survival for this?
I have no
I
idea how
would
Hunter's
assume-
talents work.
I would assume survival.
I really think if you look at all, I know we haven't looked at the chest yet. All of the chest ones talk about shot abilities, except Lone Wolf. I think you take
Yeah.
Lone Wolf.
Okay, well,
So you're not going. You're going survival. You're not going beast. I don't think.
let's shove these glove options into a tier. We'll look at chests, and we can always come back and like we change our mind. So I just threw Carve in meh. I think it's like the fine abilities, nothing particularly exciting. Chimera Shot, you get the refresh or instantly deals, depends on what is up. Restore mana, extra damage. This is another Hunter button press, which I think is valuable for hunters that really just kind of keep Serpenting up and multi-shot every 10 seconds. So I think this is, you're probably feeling real good as a hunter. This is like almost the Crusader Strike equivalent, except maybe the class wasn't as down bad as Ret. So I would say like feeling good or
no,
gas.
it replaces. It doesn't. It just replaces. So you cast Serpenting once, and then you just cast Chimera Shot after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just keeps up. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not an added button press.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's just instead of re-hitting Serpenting.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it still is a good press though. I feel like it's good.
Oh yeah, I think if it's anything like it is in Wrath, Chimera Shot is pretty damn good. So.
Well, I mean, I guess it kind of adds a weapon. Because what else would you do? Would you just hit Serpenting before it falls off?
No, you
On
wait
cooldown?
for it. To fall
You wait
off.
for it, right? So you're kind of adding button presses.
You also definitely take this for PvP. Like this is your,
Yeah.
just you can disarm. You can get mana back for like mana drain fights. So I think there's
unless explosive shot just does like just amount of damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
explosive
I
shot.
think-
You're feeling good. Definitely.
I think Chimera Shot is actually better, but then I don't know for sure. The reason why is because Explosive Shot, it's a really good spell because it does fire damage and it's not mitigated by armor. But then the issue is that the reason why it's so strong is that you get lock and load procs.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
Wrath, right? That gives you, what is that?
Like 2 or 3 free. Yeah.
Explosive shots every 24 seconds or so, like whatever the cooldown on Black Arrow is. And then without that, I mean, you're losing like a lot of maybe. Let me think. The explosive shot cooldown 6 seconds, 24. Maybe like a third of your explosive shot cast not having lock and load. So I think it might not be as good as Chimera.
And cooldown is shared with Arcane Shot, so that just takes away.
I mean, Arcane Shot is ass in Classic, so like maybe it makes that a
Yeah.
rewarding press, which is nice, which I think you would be feeling good about. But yeah, maybe it's not like OP or gas.
Yeah.
Okay, but Arcane Shot was also asked because of mana issues. If we're gonna start having like,
You're onto something. He's cooking, right? So I mean, Explosive Shot could make you go I don't know. Maybe he does.
Okay.
yeah,
There's another shot. There's another rune that makes it your mana is gonna be a lot better.
Keep going.
Peace Mastery. Last one. Gloves. Pet damage and health are increased.
Pet tank. Your pets can tank now.
That's cool. I think it's
They have
cool.
a taunt.
I think it's very cool. I don't know how viable it would be. Probably not very viable, but it sounds very cool.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I in vanilla I was able to tank ZF with the pet.
Yeah.
tank-
Pet
I-
tanking in vanilla.
I think you'll be able to
pretty
be able
viable.
to tank 5 mans for that for sure.
If that's our take, I think it's at least yes.
Now
Yeah, for sure.
it depends. The problem will be like AoE threat.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
way.
It's going to be like a single target thing. So
Mhm.
like it'd be good like off tank. So if you're in like a raid and you have like a main tank and then you only have this fucking hunter and you say, dude, we don't have a tank. Put that fucking rune on so we can kill this boss.
Dude,
And then you go with the rune on and
You know,
just
that's-
tank with the pet.
that's where you are in the current moment, going up to 25. But like as we get further on, there could be other runes that unlock better supplemental tanking things for it.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could say that for a lot of things though. So let's hesitate to go
Yeah,
in that
I guess you're
direction.
right. I don't know. Yeah, that's a can of worms for this.
I mean,
Like,
how many
the
pets?
biggest
How many
thing
pets
is
can like
that
cleave and shit?
It has no AoE threat. So for AoE packs, you'd almost always have to run a bird, and maybe
Yeah.
the kill command might be stronger because the screech on the bird is a special attack, and then you get increased AoE threat with it. I still don't think it's enough.
even if it doesn't
We tank.
end up being an AoE tank, like if it's beefy enough, imagine there's like a tank buster or there's some sort of necessary taunt swap, and you can have your main tank and then a pet
Oh my.
taunt, and like
Yeah.
that actually be a viable raid strat. How cool would that be, dude? That's
Or just like it
The
taunts.
thing too is
eats
like
the fucking-
one of the ads on Gar.
yeah, and like that's totally
Put that on
viable. Like
one
that's
card.
so fucking cool. I think that at least gives a
blows
guess.
up, eats shit, and then you just res the pet.
Right?
Free battle reses, dude. I mean, it takes a while to cast it, but hell yeah, dude.
So much utility with like, especially like trash packs and shit. Just put your pet on one of them.
Hard true. Chests. Let's look at these things we've been hinting at. So exposed weakness. Your range criticals increase your attack power by 40% of your current agility for 7 seconds. Yeah, that's like a lot of damage. I mean,
Yeah, it's damage, but it's kind of just like set and forget. It's kind of boring to be honest.
I kind of agree. It's like you take it as a damage option and then you don't
It also
really
lasts
remember
for
it.
7 seconds.
I mean, I guess maybe it's gear dependent, right? If you have better gear,
Yeah.
higher crit, then
It's
you
just,
kind
it's
of.
just DPS cooldown, right? Like that's all it is.
This, I don't think this is. I think no, this is just all range criticals. I feel like this is just passive that you just carry all the time.
Oh yeah, for 20. Okay, so the 7 seconds is yeah, okay.
I mean, it could be a
Yeah,
cooldown,
so-
but I feel like this would be longer.
This, I mean, if you crit enough, this is like a 40% attack power buff, like forever.
I mean, it's based off your agility. So
Your range crit. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Your range criticals. Every time you crit with ranged, increases your attack power by 40% of your current agility for 7 seconds. So if you crit at least once every 7 seconds, you will always have this buff.
yes.
But okay, so we combo that with the one where we stand still and get an extra 30% crit,
Exactly.
and we're
And
banging.
hunters are
That's
very
all good.
bored, but they're doing crazy damage. Is what you get.
Basically, yeah. you
High
just
power
have this
level?
cannon in the back of the room, not moving, just absolutely nuking shit.
Extremely powerful, having zero fun. I think that's how the hunter's gonna play. Hell yeah. I actually think.
they'll be having fun when they're topping the meters.
I mean, you can make that argument. I bumped this up till we're feeling good because I feel like this is actually very strong.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be stronger later at higher levels with higher agility levels.
Wait, how much agility do you have at like level 25? Like 40? I don't know.
With some gear, you can probably get it to like 100, maybe 200.
Okay, so you get like
maybe.
40 attack power,
Like that.
60
Yeah,
attack power.
Like I said, it's not that much.
It's not
when
like
you
huge,
consider
but
it's-
at high levels it'd be ridiculous.
All right. Here's what I think about Master Marksman. So this increases your critical strike chance by a flat 5% and reduces the mana cost of abilities by 25. I think if you can do a fight and not go you play exposed weakness. But if you go you have to play this. That's just how it
Right.
works.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And neither of them. I mean, I almost want to like.
Unless you just go
you know-
lone wolf and have 20% more damage because the other two suck.
I'm actually putting this in meh, just because like anything that reduces your mana is like you feel like that's necessary for you, but it doesn't. It's not rewarding. The 5%
No,
crit
here's
is
the
nice,
thing.
but that's it.
like what I said earlier, like Arcane Shot was ass in vanilla because of the mana issues. If this is solving that problem, then it puts a button press on the table for you, and then also could
Yeah?
potentially open access to explosive shot.
Oh,
being
that's a
real thing.
good point. Actually, it can enable other play styles if it means you don't go Okay, we're putting it back in. Feeling good. Lone Wolf, and I think that's it.
Cobra strikes.
Oh, where is that one?
Right below lone wolf on the list.
No, but on my sheet.
Oh, on your sheet? Good luck, man. I don't know.
God damn it. Oh, here it
We
is.
had to scroll down for a bunch before.
Yeah, I found it. I don't know why these ones got lost in the sauce. Okay. Lone Wolf. You don't have to play pet. I don't know. I just got.
I'm gonna say meh because it doesn't really offer any playstyle thing. It just changes things around a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like if you play Hunter, you kind of want a pet, and so not having a pet is like a little sad. But
Yeah,
I
It's just weird play-
personally
yeah.
hate having a pet. So the idea of playing a hunter, melee hunter, it's like a new warrior, basically, is what I get to play.
yeah,
Lone wolf, no pet, melee. It's like a different warrior. I get traps. Cobra strikes though is really interesting.
okay. Cobra strikes. Critical hits with shot abilities cause your pet's next 2 special attacks to critically hit. so your pet starts slamming basically. Like this is a BM talent if you're
Yeah,
playing
it's a
BM.
BM talent that now the hold on, where's the other one with the not the beast mastery one, where's the crit one? Is it a leg
Sniper
one?
training.
Yeah.
Sniper training's a lake enchant. Yeah, so you could combo those two.
So here's what I see about Cobra Strikes. I see
interesting.
if you were to track that, to use in conjunction with a flanking strike or a kill command, that'd be the optimal way to play that. But I also don't think that either of those abilities are very good. I don't know. I'm feeling less good about it.
Sure.
Me personally, but
Sure. All right, I don't really have much of a take. I don't know. Hunter's foreign object for me. Let's move on. We have Warrior.
Let's start with the legs because there's only 3 leg options.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
So-
Furious Thunder.
Thunderclap now increases the time between attacks by additional 6% and can use it in any stance. This is a turbo meh if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Extreme
that's
meh.
the tank
Thunder-
option, but also it just
think
makes
it's-
tanking more convenient. That's all
Yeah,
it is.
because you can thunderclap in defensive stance. So it's like it's warriors have an easier time AoE tanking now,
Oh, okay, that's actually
which is pretty fucking good. I mean, the super annoying thing about warrior tanking in both classic and TBC is like multiple mobs, which is just brutal.
That's right. Honestly, without that, getting put next to a prop paladin, no one's ever going to want to take the warrior in front of the prop paladin in a dungeon.
I did not realize that you couldn't use Thunderclap and Descents, so that is actually I think a lot better than meh. We're feeling good with that. AoE button for Warrior is good. We have
I mean, there's a lot of meta of like you would charge thunderclap and then you'd go to D-stance, and that was like
gotcha.
cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Consumer
that's
Rage.
the tank one. There's one for each spec here, right? So that's pretty good. It's a big so it's damage plus it's debuff, so it's kind of a double threat dip, and like it really makes it. And thunderclaps I think is a relatively low cooldown, so you don't have to change stance. So AoE threat is a thing now, which is just like the only thing that sucked as a warrior tank.
Right.
And so that's pretty. That might be gas, but at least feeling good, I'd say. And then consumed by rage is DPS. Rage you get just the damage bonus for 12 seconds.
Now that's
Or-
a cooldown, isn't it?
Or up to a maximum of 12 swings after you exceed 80 rage. I think what they're really trying to do here is like, let's differentiate Fury from Arms Deeps.
I would also argue too that I think that consumed by rage is also like in some situations it's also usable for PvP.
Oh, huge.
It's hard to imagine you would dual wield in PvP, but maybe there are other runes that enable that.
People do wield in PvP, not so much in the classic as much because you don't have Mortal Strike, but you can do it. It's not like it's awful.
So
And then Frenzied Assault is pretty
Well, it
straightforward.
doesn't say anything about you need to be dual wielding, so you could still have a two-hander and then you still get that 25% damage bonus.
Oh my god, you're right. That's why it's 12 seconds or 12 swings.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
Oh,
that it
what?
could be pretty busted in PvP.
It is kind of difficult to gain rage in PvP, but I mean, if you can get there, yeah. Is it feeling good or gas? Consumer rage.
I think it's gas.
I say gas, yeah.
Okay.
It's gas, definitely in PvP. Arms PvE using that, I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're playing two-handed
Fury
weapon,
PvE and
and
PvP.
you also probably just want the other one, which is like you just have higher attack speed.
Also, you know what? It's very PvP because
I
it
guess that would
says
get you
puts
more
in
rage, so-
rage. So yes, so that means like fears and shit aren't a thing.
I don't know. It depends if there's like other abilities that they're adding here for arms, because like arms, you're not hitting every GCD. So like all this is really doing is just your white damage happens quicker. I don't know.
Oh, are we talking about the next one, Frenzy?
Frenzied Assault, yeah.
So what Frenzy is doing here, it isn't just like your whites are happening, but also it means you're generating your rage 20% faster.
Yeah, but what I mean is though, like you're generating rage 20% faster, but you're not GC locked So like it's not like you're hitting your things in cooldown anyway. Your rage kind of doesn't matter.
Well,
you are
you-
playing slow.
You have to play for. You can't like queue up heroic strike or cleave because then you'll have 0 rage as arms, right? Because you don't have an offhand that's also hitting.
Oh,
Right.
So-
I guess you could have more heroic strikes, I guess, but that's kind of boring to me. I still think it's meh.
I think it might. It would be cool if it could enable like two-handed warriors in PvE, but even if it does, I agree, it's like not super exciting.
Yeah, the thing is
Yeah.
like Fierce Thunder and Consumed by Rage, like, are cool. And if I'm playing a warrior, I'm just gonna play a spec that uses those.
Yeah.
I'm not
So-
gonna bother with Red Seed Assault because it just seems boring to me. But
So basically, I think what it's trying to do is just solve the problem of Arms Warrior in PvE, or else like every two-handed weapon is just going to go to like a Ret Paladin.
Right. Thank you, sir.
okay, chest.
Sure. We have Flagellation. 25% bonus physical damage done for 12 seconds after activating Blood Rage or Berserker Rage. You're just powerful.
Deep. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
damage.
It's nice because it makes these abilities like DPS cooldowns, like with short CD resets. So I think you're feeling great about playing this in PvE as a warrior.
And there's no swing limit on it either. It's just 12 seconds straight.
I wonder if that matches
That's
with Consumed by
true.
Rage. Like, does the Enrage from Blood Rage?
It only says
that the
Blood
same
Rage or
Enrage?
Berserker Rage. Doesn't say.
Yeah, but Blood Rage is an Enrage, so I don't know how the wording or talent things like the synergies are going to work there.
I think Consumed by Rage is its own separate thing, and it's just not going to mix.
I feel like this is insanely powerful. I feel like this has to be gas. I don't know. Flagellation, like this, it's crazy. You just you have 25% increased physical damage, like most of the time. Berserker Rage is a 30-second cooldown. Blood Rage is 1 minute. And it lasts for 12
Okay.
seconds.
Both of those abilities don't share a DR or anything, so you can
Yeah.
use them like pretty much back to back.
You kind of just like have 50%
Wait.
uptime on this 25% damage increase thing. Like that seems crazy.
Hold on. Consumed by Rage. Oh, okay. You can hit it. Okay. So that would stack then. You could hit Consumed by Rage and then you'd hit Flagellation, and you'd be, oh my gods.
Assuming, as long as it doesn't, because can't you like only activate one rage at a time, or is that cap? I haven't played warrior in a while.
No, that's a different thing. You can hit it.
Okay,
all.
then yeah, that's even crazier. I think that's at least
Blood
gas.
Frenzy. Each time you deal bleed damage, you gain 3 rage. Ooh, interesting. Deep wounds.
It could be what enables two-handed warriors in PvE,
Yep.
because you're rage starved if you like you can't
I think that's it. You
Deep wounds,
conjunction-
and you'll want to play.
rend.
You'll want to hit Rend.
Yeah. So you hit your Rend. You're playing that in conjunction with Frenzy Assault, and your rage problem is hopefully fixed at that point.
Cool. That's cool.
Okay.
Like Blood Frenzy seems so simple, but it also adds, hey, your damage will be better, and you can hit Rend now.
I think-
without being useless.
Assuming that's true, I think it's feeling good.
Yeah, I feel like that rune, like by itself, can potentially activate like a whole new playstyle for warrior. That
Yep.
thing is huge.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
I was originally gonna be
'Cause you
like,
can
this is
have-
turbo meh, but that's actually a really good point.
You'll have Deep Runes, Rend. That's it, right? There's no other bleeds, is there?
Yeah, it's just this two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So six rage every tick. That's pretty fucking good. Holy shit.
Raging Blow, a ferocious strike that deals 100% weapon damage and can only be used while Enraged, Berserker Rage, or Blood Rage is active.
Oh, okay. So that obviously synergizes with the Consumed by Rage. You'd hit that and then you start fucking Rage and Blow.
So I feel like you trade out. This is more bursty if you play with Consumed by Rage, or you just take the more consistent damage with Flagellation. So I think this is.
I
Like
think
the-
this is a PvP talent.
I kind of agree.
Yeah, I think it's a PvP talent.
I think you in the like Blizzard, they're gonna have to. I don't know exactly how strong this will end up being, but they kind of have to tune this to be worse and raw DPS than Flagellation. Otherwise, nobody will ever play Flagellation because this is better for PvP, and then it would also do more damage. Like, why would you ever play Flagellation? So I'm assuming that this will deal less DPS than Flagellation, but it gives you that burst, which I think is will be fun to play
Yeah,
and
it's
also
really
strong
interesting.
PvP.
Well, Warbringer's the PvP one though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. This is, I mean, you could say Raging Blow's a PvP thing if you're fighting somebody that has like 0 mobility.
Yeah.
Like maybe,
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, that's tough.
Like rogues.
It's really hard to tell, honestly.
Still need rogues.
If you're like fighting a Ret Paladin, you're not going to get your charges.
Charge, intercept, and intervene. Wait, they have intervene? I thought that was BC.
No, they have it.
That was BC.
That's BC.
Intervene? No, you have Intervene Classic.
No, you don't.
Wait, you don't.
You for sure do. It was.
Charging.
I watched
sure
the
don't.
Makara tournament, and you have Intervene. Guarantee it.
You have intercept.
You intercept.
Oh, yeah. I was
Intervene's the defensive one.
thinking of intercept while saying intervene. My bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I think that's a leak.
that's yeah. I was gonna say
That's-
I think
okay.
that's 100% a leak.
Okay, interesting.
Or they just fucked up and with the typing of this thing.
No, that's a leak.
So they're gonna get intervened too.
Wait,
Holy
where are we putting
fuck.
Raging Blow? Was it feeling good or gas?
Not gas.
Okay, cool. Feeling good.
Yeah, not.
Warbringer is overpowered.
I'd hard agree. You can.
Just stick it straight at the top.
We're,
Like
I'm scrolling my way up there. We're getting there, boys.
charge, intercept, any stance. So you basically have 2 charges, and you can use them anytime you want.
Yeah, that's
And they
a
break
thing.
roots and move pairing effect.
Any stance and using while in combat is all I
Yeah.
need to see.
I saw a guy testing it on doing a mage. The fucking mages were losing their mind. Frost Nova charge, cold charge, and it would break the slow. Like holy fuck.
Warriors are scary. I will say that. Furious Thunder. So let's look at legs. Thunderclap. Oh, we've already done this. Never mind. Let's
We
look.
want gloves.
Yep.
Victory. Lots of gloves. Victory Rush. This is an ability that we know of.
Meh.
Yep.
Meh or meme or no one's gonna pick it.
That's a leveling killing.
Good for
Yeah.
leveling, trash for everything else.
I think, especially when you compare with some of the other options we'll get to. I'm gonna throw it in the.
No one's gonna pick it. I don't think anyone's gonna pick it.
I mean, I think leveling you would pick
Yeah.
it, but
Cap level,
gonna,
no one's gonna pick it.
I'm gonna pick it for leveling.
You might not find it. Remember, you gotta discover these things. You're gonna be 25 and be like, oh okay. well."
I'm gonna put it in the meme because I think
Yeah.
if you pull up to like a raid and somebody's playing Victory Rush, you're like, oh what?
I'm with it.
Yeah. Dude.
There's a lot of brain dead warriors out there.
Look at there's 5 glove things. They just put it in there. They put it in there. They made 4 glove runes and decided, lol, let's just put Victory Rush in.
Yeah.
And they fucking put it in.
Endless Rage. Generate 25% more rage from all damage you deal. I think this is again kind of the 2-hand warrior
Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
I think
necessity
that's
thing.
again.
25% more rage
That's
from all
targeted to
damage you
two-handed
deal.
warrior. I think the two-handed warrior rage star thing is dead now.
Holy shit.
I mean, I think
I think we're actually gonna really see.
They
some
probably-
warriors and raids.
they probably still won't be able to like queue, because you think of Fury Warrior, they're basically queuing all of their auto attacks as heroic strikes or cleaves. I don't think Arms Warriors will be able to do that, but like maybe it'll be every other attack. Like they'll auto attack once and it'll give them like 70 rage or something. Like ridiculous. I think you're feeling good about this. It's just extra rage.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
we're doing all right.
That is. I mean, that's. I might be guess. That's a ridiculous amount of rage.
It is, yes. It's just like the only way you generate that rage, it's just your auto hits. Or unless you have, there's something in the 2-hand warrior talent tree, the arms tree, that when this happens, you get rage. Or, okay, so bleeds. Maybe like, you remember bleeds give you 3, maybe you can pair this with the bleed rune.
You're right. You're right.
Each time you deal bleed damage, you gain 3 rage. Maybe it's now like 4 rage. Or something, I don't know. Who knows? Something like that. Devastate. This is just better Sunder armor. I don't know. I don't really care.
It's the only tank one. That's what tanks pick.
Yeah,
You
you're picking it. And you're not
It
really
is
thinking
cool.
anything.
Hold on though. It is cool though that because you're never gonna see like tanks will want to hit it, so you don't need rogues to expose.
Yes, that's true. I mean, I think if you have
Like
a warrior,
ever.
if you have a
So-
warrior tank, you already don't really want to hit it because Sunder is still like your primary threat ability as a tank.
No, you'll hit Devastate is your Sunder.
Right. Oh, I thought you were making a
What do you
point that was saying that like, oh, rogues now won't expose because you
Oh.
have devastate.
Oh no! So warriors in classic don't necessarily spam Sunder at all times, especially if you're Fury Prot. So like that's why you would
Yeah.
have sometimes you'd have
Okay.
rogues exposing.
That's actually a good point. Well, I mean, I'm assuming that warriors are playing deep rot,
It
but
just takes that away now.
maybe
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not playing deep
That
rot.
is what I'm
Yes.
saying. So like you'll be deep Prot
Sure,
now
sure.
with Devastate and blah blah blah. Anyway,
Okay, I just threw meh.
I would still say man.
Single-minded fury, while dual wielding, your physical damage and movement speed are increased by 10%. That sounds kind of crazy.
10% movement speed is nuts, right? Like
You're zooming. I feel like you take this if you have a dream to be like
It's-
Fury
okay.
PvP. You play this.
Absolutely. The
Mhm.
even like okay, any movement increase means less downtime from having to move a boss or an ad or anything around. So that's always just better. But also it says increases all physical damage, which is literally everything the warrior does, whether
Except
it's
bleed.
bleeds or direct damage.
Bleeds are physical.
Bleeds are physical.
why haven't they just say all damage though? I guess it won't improve Thunderclap.
For your
There you go.
fiery enchants.
Yeah. Your sap recharges aren't gonna do more damage.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's cool. I'm not like it's not like yay. It's kind of like yay.
I feel like this is kind of what we noticed for Fury Warriors is they're just getting a lot of raw damage, but their playstyle isn't going to change much, which I think makes sense. Like I think people that play Warriors in Classic generally enjoy the Warrior playstyle, so now they're
Well,
just
here's the
hitting
thing
hard
about
as
Fury
fuck.
Warrior is that it was just like the #1 class in Classic because it was like the only DPS spec that was actually fully built.
Right.
Yeah, it was
It was
number
the
one,
most
it was the number one
complete spec there
DPS
was.
spec. It was the number one tank spec. I mean, they even said in the fucking presentation of BlizzCon, it's like this is about making warriors less OP. The Season of Discovery thing, right? So I think a lot of these are just gonna be meh.
I feel like we're feeling good. I mean,
It's good, but it's not innovative or creative. It's just
yeah.
It's meh. It's like meh. Yeah, I think you're right.
All right, sure. Yeah, I'm convinced. Quick strike, reckless instant melee attack with your two-hand weapon, dealing this damage. This ability benefits from and triggers all effects associated with heroic strike. So we did talk about heroic strike queuing. Is this the rage generation ability for two-handed warriors? Because that could
No,
be.
you would spend. It would cost rage. It wouldn't.
yeah. Heroic.
I think it's a replacement. I think it's a replacement rage down. I think you just hit this instead of queuing heroic strike. So you arms would take this.
So you're assuming that this doesn't just replace heroic strike.
It's
You
an
use this
instant
in
melee
place
attack.
of it.
It's an instant melee attack. It's not an on next swing.
Okay. Never mind. I hear you.
So this way, all of your swings are generating rage. And
Okay.
you dump rage with this.
Oh,
And
interesting. Yeah. I see. So you
that's
just
the final piece of the puzzle that's really going to solve.
Yeah. So when you do have extra rage, you hit this to make sure you're not capping.
right. Okay,
Instead
interesting.
of the heroic strike.
So yeah, warriors then
Arms is gonna be so fun. Oh my god.
warriors just don't play heroic strike or like they don't play queued abilities. Maybe cleave if there's like AoE pack, but
They can queue. Look, Fury might still queue victory. Not victory. Still might queue heroic depending on certain situations.
no. But two-handed,
Same with prot. But two hand won't.
yeah. Because you need the rage, and then this is the solution. Okay, I think it's interesting. I don't think it's like that exciting, but it's cool, I guess. Quick strike.
I mean it's. I would say it's at least feeling good because it basically is like, if you're gonna cap rage, you're not like screwed from your rage gen.
I
Right? 'Cause,
definitely
like,
think it's a feeling good.
yeah. I know it looks it's 5083, but this is 5083. This is level 25, right?
That's
So,
a big
like,
hit.
It's a pretty big hit for like an instant. It looks like there's no cooldown because it's just rage. So if you build up rage, like you bank rage in like PvP even, charge, mortal strike, quick strike.
I am not seeing quick strike in here. I have shield mastery. Do we not do that? Is that... What is that for?
There's no shield mastery. Shield mastery a different... Oh, shield mastery might be like shaman or something. Did we miss?
And
Shield mastery is shaman.
so we just didn't do shield mastery. What is... Do we just reverse real fast?
Yeah, it's each time you block, you regenerate mana equal to 4% of your maximum mana and armor equal to 30% of your shield's armor value, stacking to 5 times. You always gain 10% increased.
There's the
chance to
mana
block.
regen issue.
Yep.
You block, you generate mana. We fixed it. It's shield mastery.
And you gain armor equal to 30% of your shield's armor value. Okay, so that's just stacking up to
And
5
increased
times.
block.
You can gain up to 120% armor? No,
Yeah.
150%.
No, it's 150.
yeah.
But also, it's
you go.
gaining increased chance to block and block value by a lot. And if those values also stack, like,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That actually, well, we're doing this totally off topic, but we're off. We missed it a bit beforehand, but that
yes.
that means
OP.
I feel like
Pretty
shamans are gonna go into a poll, get absolutely trucked for the first like 5 hits, and then be like immune to damage. Like they're gonna take insane initial damage and then nothing. That's gonna be funny.
They're probably going to be, like, one of the best AoE tanks.
They do have an AoE spender. That's
Yeah.
I
I think that's actually their thing. I think they're going to be great in dungeons in AoE tanking.
that this seems crazy
that's
powerful.
a lot of damage reduction from a lot of targets because shield blocking is the best way to tank multiple targets. And if they can hold all that threat, I mean, they're the go-to.
This seems like the best tanking rune we've seen. Do you guys agree?
I don't know, man. I still think the Paladin tank rune is.
Just wait till we get to the Warlock one.
Oh shit!
I feel like I think I'll put this in feeling good, but I feel like this is gas. This is like actually
It's
really
definitely
strong.
gas. It's gas.
Yeah.
Gas.
Okay. All right. I still don't know where
Now we
quick
gotta go back to finding
quick something. Quick strike.
Quick strike?
Quick strike.
I did a quick scroll through and I didn't see it here, but I'll do it once more. I don't have it. I don't think.
Well, okay. Moving on, I guess.
Well, yeah, it was. We felt like it was. I don't know. It was feeling good, maybe. Yeah. Warlock.
Oh shit.
Warlock has some
Okay,
crazy
wait.
things for sure.
Let's do, oddly enough, gloves first.
Okay. I mean, meta. Your Warlock tank. Increased armor.
This is
To the top.
Your
This is the top.
yeah. This is cool as fuck, dude. This is actually
Look at-
so
okay,
fucking
okay,
sick.
Okay. Searing, like, just this is so you get all the regular, okay, armor, yeah, roost can't be crit, threat increased mana gain from lifetime, blah blah blah. Okay, but then on top of that, instant.
I like
Shadow
this word
fuck
too.
cleaves.
Just
Yeah.
searing pain.
Now
Now
instant.
instant.
Shadowbolt cleaves. Curse Rectus is your taunt. You have a charge that stuns for 1 second. Cannot be used in combat, so it's like only an actual charge. And an AoE taunt.
Yeah.
Now this is the cracked tank ability.
Straight to OP.
I
Put it on top.
I'm a little worried. What about pushback? What if you're in an AoE pack, you're trying to Shadow Bolt, and you can't get your Shadow Bolt off? Is that gonna be a little awkward?
It's a melee attack. It hits 3 nearby
Oh,
enemies. It's
never
like
mind.
a-
It becomes
it's a cleave.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's
Every
metamorphosis
6
is
seconds,
correct.
you can just go boosh.
That shit's OP. That's gonna be fun to play for sure.
Straight to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Searing Pain is instant. Like it's you. Oh my god.
Nope. Hard agree.
It's ridiculous.
Hard agree. Shadow Bolt volley.
Also cracked.
I think this is OP. I was looking at all the runes. Of all the runes I had seen so far, the class like I'm most excited to play is Warlock because of Shadow Bolt volley. You can just pull up in a
I
dungeon
know.
and hit one Shadow Bolt cast and hit 5 targets. Are you kidding me?
You
Dude,
just
that's-
spam Shadowbolt the whole dungeon.
I mean, it's not very it's not like a very involved or
I mean, you're gonna
rigorous
pull threat and
gameplay.
die,
But you're doing so much damage, dude. There's
No, you're not
Yeah.
pulling threat against your shaman tank. Come on, get real.
Or a Warlock tank with their 6-second AoE taunt?
I don't know what a rogue tank's gonna do. I don't think they don't have very much cleave, right? So like,
They don't know
interesting.
because their only cleave is Blade Flurry, but that's now their combo point.
I mean, if they're parrying, can't they like? Can you parry haste something you're not attacking, or is it only the target you're attacking?
No,
it's only the thing
anything.
that's attacking you.
No, you can so if you parry, you get hasted.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
So
only
if like 20 things are attacking you and you're parrying them all, those are all parry haste you get.
But you're only hitting you're just like hitting your target. So you're just gonna fucking dump your target.
You're gonna absolutely destroy your target.
Okay, cool,
Yes.
cool. But it's not AoE. All right.
No. You're
No,
not.
the only thing
you're
is
not-
Blade
it's not a
Flurry.
damage reflection back to the target that you parry. It's just it resets your auto attack, which will still land on your current target.
Okay. Metamorphosis, absolutely correct. Shadow Volley, absolutely correct. Chaos Bolt. Well, coming back to them to earth a little bit. Super, very strong ability. This is your PvP option as a Warlock. If you want to like play Destro or something, and be bursty. I don't know if you'd ever take this in. This might be better like single target than Shadow Volley, which is like definitely cleave, but
I mean, it lets you use fire in like Molten Core.
that's
It'll pierce through
true.
all the absorption effects.
And-
Well, I guess it's
I feel like-
absorption effects. Maybe it doesn't work for resist. I don't know.
It says it cannot be resisted.
No. But the secondary effect of end its knowledge causes all your fire spells to pierce through absorption effects.
Yeah, so I was gonna say I feel like Chaos Bolt like it's mostly going to be used for PvP since it pierces through absorption effects. So like if you're fighting
Mm-hmm.
a team or whatever that has a priest, just use your fire spells and they can't bubble through it.
You know, we talk about these PvP towns and all that, but also there's no arena in Classic.
Yep. It's like
It's
large
all
scale
BG stuff.
PvP pack usually, or dueling is like your PvP experience.
They are gonna have these open world PvP battles though.
Yeah, but they're going to be large scale.
Yeah.
They're not going to be, you know.
Like the new BG is very similar to Ulteric Valley, I think. I think Chaos Bolt it's a huge quality of life for Warlocks in PvP. It's another button press. You're not just playing like, or you're not forced into like the rot and dot playstyle if you want to play Chaos Bolt. So I feel like you're feeling good, but probably at most that. I do think there's a possibility, and we'll look at some of the other runes, but I think you like Fire Warlock can be a move, and you'd probably take Chaos Bolt with that. So that might be something to think about.
Yeah, a lot of like you can incinerate, and there's other stuff that you can do as well.
Hunt. Yeah, this is your Affliction Lock talent, and that's basically it. It's another button press, which is, I guess, good. I don't know.
That self heal though. Holy shit, that could be PvP.
So I remember how disgusting Affliction Warlocks were in open world PvP in Classic, and so Haunt makes all of those dots do 20% more damage. So if you're trying to just run around and gank people as a Warlock, you gotta pick that.
Okay, I can get with that. I don't think it's
Because
like.
if it gets dispelled, you get healed.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the same in
Also,
Wrath right now. This is how Haunt works.
I think it
has
also
a big
like
heal.
really acts as solo play a lot too, because you can just keep on life tapping and healing with your haunt.
Yeah, that's true. It's probably a great leveling option. I feel like you're probably feeling good. I don't think it's like that exciting though. I put it in line with Chaos Bolt.
Yeah, agreed.
Cool.
Cancel the gloves. Let's do chest next because there are 3. So we have Lake of Fire.
There's 4.
Never mind, we have 4. Lake of Fire. Rain of Fire also leaves a lake of fire on the ground, increases all fire damage you deal, and your demon pet deals to effective enemies by 40% 15 seconds. This seems pretty fucking cool.
Firelock.
Yeah, Firelock option. And then I wonder if this would like add Rain of Fire to your single target rotation, depending how powerful that is. I mean, it's definitely AoE based, but I mean, thinking AoE, you'd probably just like Rain of Fire and then Hellfire or something.
How long is that? I guess it just has to tick for like 2 seconds, and then yeah.
I'm not really sure. But I think this is cool. I don't think it's like OP, but it probably leans more towards the fire build playstyle, and for very, very high target, like uncapped AoE kind of. I think it's very powerful because you just Hellfire with this, Rain of Fire into Hellfire. I would say you're feeling good, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's that game breaking.
I'm not getting any strong feels towards it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe it helps a little bit with synergizing with the Chaos Bolt, but
All right, yo, everyone's reaction says meh, and I'm kind of, I was thinking meh when I put it up there, but meh it is. Master Channeler, your drain life is no longer channeled, lasts 15 seconds with a 15-second cooldown, costs 100% more mana, and heals you 50% more each time it deals damage. So drain life is instant. It's like an instant heal.
It's a dot, basically.
No. Oh, it did run. It is. Yeah.
Oh wait, so it's a dot?
Yeah, so you don't have to channel.
It's like a dot hot, basically.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't know. It's interesting. Self heal, strong.
Did you spam it on like a whole bunch of people and just get ridiculous healing?
It's a 15-second cooldown, so you can't.
Oh, 15 seconds. Okay.
It's also more expensive to use, but it gives you more healing. You could be like a self heal lock with this in Haunt.
yeah, but I think it also pays for the life tap that it costs as well. I think because how often does it? Okay, so it says it heals you for 50% more, but the heal doesn't start off less. It just ramps up from its base. So that means it's paying for life taps like really quickly.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, you're right. I see this being strong in PvP, and like that's basically it. Is a PvP talent.
I would say like it seems like it has a very niche use, and so for that reason, I would probably argue that I would put it in the feeling less good. Because like if you're gonna be using something for PvP, the one that's right below it, Soul Siphon, I think that one's better.
Well, let's talk about that, and we'll come back to this.
I think it's good for PvE because like you'll never go You throw that on a target and then you can life tap.
Yeah.
So it fixes your problem DPSing.
Well, but you know what? It fucking in a group setting, you're just gonna hit those life taps anyways and make your healers deal with it.
It's also a self heal for as a Warlock tank.
That's true.
Warlock tank actually
that
that does synergize with the Warlock tank. Actually, I take that back. I think that's a really good point there. Well, I'm gonna throw it in the meh tier for now, but we come back to it. I think it's kind of circumstantial. It can be very like insanely strong in some situations, maybe Warlock tank or PvP. Like if you don't have time to, like if you're just kiting somebody indefinitely, like that can be crazy. Master Channeler is here. But also there's situations like you just don't really, you're like a DPS dealing lock. There's no point for you taking this really. I don't think so at least. Soul Siphon increases the amount drained by your drain life and drain soul spells by an additional 6% for each of your Warlock shadow effects afflicting the target up to a maximum 18%. That's kind of cool. So it makes your drain life and drain soul spells more rewarding based on your other dots. It's like an affliction lock talent.
I think this one feels bad because like if you were worried about you wanting your drain life to drain more, you just go with Master Channeler instead of just sitting there channeling. You just hit the one button and go on with your life.
I like this one because it's basically like a snowball effect. The more dots you have, the more damage and healing you're gonna get back. So if you're trying to just dot someone up and take care of them real quick, that's the one that's gonna help you do it.
I think it's pretty cool.
I just don't think you'd want to spend the time channeling drain life for this when you could just be queuing up shadow bolts.
Yeah, it's more mana efficient though.
Yeah. Also, it's weird that they added Drain Soul, because in Classic there's no execute on Drain Soul, so you only ever press Drain Soul for soul shards.
I think they're just trying to make soul shard farming easier.
I mean, unless there's some other talent that will make Drain Soul crazy, or Rune.
There's no execute yet.
Okay. Sweaters is speaking towards what's about to come. Surely.
Level 35.
I mean, I think we put Master Channeler in meh. I think this also goes in meh. I don't know. It's not. I'm not really sure. It's hard for me. I don't think it's bad, but it's hard for me to imagine like a situation where you would want like that would be very meaningful or impactful.
Yeah, I feel it's situational utility.
I hear you for like feeling less good, but I'm not convinced it's like not good. So I'm hesitant to put it there.
Sure.
Soul Siphon. Here. Demonic Tactics. Increase the melee and spell critical strike chance of you and your pet by 10%. I feel like this is kind of your just DPS talent, especially for a Desterlock.
Yep.
I don't think Dots can crit in Classic, so I don't think Affliction Locks would take this.
They can't, yeah.
So yeah, basically Desterlock talent. Who cares? This is extremely underwhelming. You just take this for the numbers, and it adds absolutely no flavor to your class. I feel like this probably. I would put this in feeling bad, or feeling less good.
Pairs well with the Shadow Bolt Volley.
It does, but like
Right.
this, and it's just crit. Like these runes all have such cool and unique effects, and you're just like, yeah, slap me 10% crit. I don't know. That's less exciting.
I could see maybe like a tank warlock running that.
I would say it's in the meh category because we're like, look at the abilities we have in less good. Like Horn of Lordaeron, that's only there because somebody has to fucking run it.
Yeah.
It's not something like you would absolutely pick something else if like you weren't forced into it because like somebody needs to be doing it. You're still gonna pick that one up because it's it's not exciting, but it is free damn.
All right, you guys seem to like Demonic Tactics more than I do. We can go meh. Yeah, or it's above Buff Horn and Tremor Totem, which
Right.
I mean Tremor Totem's still good. It's just you're I guess not feeling quite as good. That brings us to legs.
Is it druids that get Wind Fury?
I'm not sure.
Feral Druid, yeah.
Everlasting Affliction, Drain Life, Drain Soul, Shadow Bolt, Cleave, Searing Pain, Incinerate, Haunt, refresh duration of your corruption on the target back to its maximum duration. This is Wrath Affliction. So, this is just Afflictions.
So what I like about this, it's unclear if it means like. So it has to be whenever you cast it, any of those abilities, not like when they tick or anything. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But what I like about it is that you only got to put up one corruption, which means you don't have to invest talent points into instant corruption to refresh it.
Right.
So
What
you just
snap-
hard cast one corruption and then you're good for the rest of the fight.
Yeah.
And can you snapshot that initial corruption?
Ooh, I think you. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. What I think is cool. So this is just like very standard Affliction Lock talent, but I actually like they have Shadow Cleave and Searing Pain. So they've made this talent with Warlock tanks in mind. If we're talking about Warlock tanks holding threat, so they have their Shadow Cleave, they can also just like multi-dot corruption on like 5 different targets and slam Shadow Cleave to refresh it. Like that's actually pretty fucking cool.
That is, yeah.
You're a tank that multi-dots. Like that seems that seems crazy to me. I feel like that's actually pretty powerful. If it was just like normal Affliction, I'd probably put it in meh, but I think because it has like the Warlock tank application, I'm feeling a bit better about it.
I wonder, like, if you're running a Warlock tank, like, let's say you're just doing, like, a 5-man dungeon, you have your healer, 3 DPS, and Warlock tank. I feel like Warlock tanks seem like they're going to do so much damage that it's almost like you have a healer and 4 DPS.
I can see that being the case. Like, I think it definitely seems like the tank with the most upside damage potential which will be interesting to see how they kind of Blizzard like works around that. Demonic Grace, surge with fell energy, increasing your pets and your own dodge chance by 30%. Ooh, but this is the tanking one. Oh, actually, I skipped Incinerate, but we'll come back to that. And chance to critically strike with all attacks by 305, last 6 seconds. Ooh, dude, this is just Warlock tank thing. You get dodge chance, and you get some more crit. I mean, that's cool. I would want to take this as a
PvP.
Warlock tank, though. I feel this is very situational as PP. Like, you have to be against a rogue or a warrior or something to want this.
It's a defensive cooldown, so I guess it just depends on how much you would value that.
Is it a cooldown? I guess it is. Usually leg things are cooldowns.
It says last 6 seconds, so I'm assuming.
It's a very short cooldown.
I mean, PvP thing, like, you wouldn't want to use that against a warrior because then they're just going to overpower your ass.
I mean, probably. I'm not really sure. I don't know. This one feels a little weird.
It's a janky one for sure, I think.
I'd say meh.
Yeah, meh.
Demonic Pact. This is just same old Demonic Pact. Oh, wait, what am I? I was thinking
Incinerate?
of we'll come back to Incinerate after this one, I guess. I was thinking of the Soul Link when I was saw Demonic Pact. This is Wrath Demolock Demonic Pact. So your spell power, your pet's critical strikes increase spell damage and healing by 10% of your spell damage, or 13, whichever is higher. So this is okay. I mean, this is very powerful, but I hate this because this is the Horn of Lordaeron condition.
Yes, it is.
Who?
You don't worry.
Which one of my Warlocks has Demonic Pact? Yeah.
It goes in the same category.
Yeah, for sure.
At the top right.
Yep. Okay. Incinerate. So this is the Firelock build.
It's so meh, I got forgot about twice.
I mean, it's. Do you like playing fire? Right?
It's pretty fire.
25% increase. This basically replaces your Shadow Bolt. Once you get this up, you just slam Incinerates. And it's your single target rotation. It would be nice if like there was
Chaos Bolt. Incinerate.
Oh, that's right. You do have Chaos Bolt actually.
Okay. Do you want to be pressing that button instead of buttons like Chaos Bolt or Shadow Bolt Volley?
Well, Chaos Bolt will have a cooldown, I'm sure. It's always had a cooldown, so you can't just spam it. So it'll be like your single target rotation would be like Incinerate to get the 25% dam thing up. Chaos Bolt, Incinerate, Chaos Bolt, Incinerate. Right, and you just repeat that. I think this Firelock falls off in like 2 to maybe 6 or 7 target cleave because they don't have Shadow Bolt Volley. And like they probably play Lake of Fire. So they actually have really, really strong but high target AoE. But it needs to be high targets because they'd be basically using Rain of Fire and then probably Hellfire to do all their damage, which aren't very hard hitting abilities unless there's like a ton of targets. So I mean, I think Incinerate enables the fire build, but it's just Incinerate, so.
Yeah.
I could go meh or feeling good. I don't know. What do you guys feel?
I think it's...
Say meh.
Yeah, I'm on the meh.
I would.
I feel like we should rename the feeling less good category to someone's gotta do it.
Yeah. Wait,
Right.
I love that. Can I rename, or is this gonna bug out again? Does it work? Oh, it worked! Yeah, we got it. Alright, boys. We got 2 classes left. Oh wait, we got 3 classes left. I lied. Priests. Okay. All the healing things I'll know very little about, but we're just gonna rapid fire this, and I'm gonna look at my AO notes page so I have a decent idea of what's going on.
All right. I also don't know much about healings, but I'm gonna pretend like I do. Like I'm super confident.
Hell yeah. So why don't we start with chest, because they're the never mind, there's a sneaky chest over here. Let's start with gloves. So let's top of the list. Penance. Yeah, that's a priest ability. And it means priests have another button that isn't just flash heal, which I think feels good. That note here is very nice for disc. Okay, we're feeling good. That's a nice button press.
Yeah, it's good.
That's basically
definitely good.
Yep, it's a staple of that spec. So
You can absolutely. It gives you a button to press while you're leveling, and you don't feel like shit being in a healer's.
True. Actually,
You can-
huge leveling
yeah.
angle. Mine's here. You can do AoE damage. It looks like this is the current version of Mine's here, where it doesn't actually do damage to the target, but only the people around it. I think Priest getting a AoE option. Hell yeah, that's a dub.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've
you're
heard from Tangle that he is personally very excited for that. So I would imagine it must be pretty good.
I mean, Shadow Priest, first of all, has never really been a viable DPS option. I'm trying to think of why. If it was like mana issues, or they just did
Yeah,
less damage in Warlocks. I don't know.
In classic, Shadow Priest just had mana issues. Like they were really good for 1 minute fights, but anytime that a fight was longer than that, they would just go almost immediately.
That's basically it. Any class that didn't have a readily refreshing resource kind of didn't do good in classic.
I feeling good or gas? I mean, it's a very Shadow Priests have no
I
AoE
think I'm
profile.
feeling good.
Feeling good.
Feeling good. Fuck yeah. All right, circle heal in. Look at my healing notes. 1 second. Looks like TBC circle of healing, party based, not smart heal across raid. Still very good for 10-man raids. Okay, so you get an AoE heal,
Yeah.
which I mean, basically only shamans are the alternative. So if you're an alliance healer, you could, if you're doing like a 10-man healer comp with 2 healers, maybe 1 tank healer and 1 priest that has circle healing, you could definitely fill a role there. There's a lot of raid damage going out, so there's definitely value. I feel like that's a good option. It really just depends.
Utility.
Yeah, it really just depends what the damage profile in these dungeons end up looking like. If it's anything like what we saw in the testing, yeah, I think it'll be definitely have good value there. So I'd say feeling good. Shadow Word Death. I think this is probably the PvP option you take. I think if you're a DPS Shadow Priest, like doing DPS, you have to take Minds here. Like, there's no way around it. But Shadow Word Death gives you kind of more burst, and also allows you, like, it adds the skill cap of like juking incapacitates, right? You can Shadow Word Death a blind or a sap or a sheep if you time it correctly, which I think is a lot of level of kind of fun to the class. I don't think it's like game breaking, but it's cool.
Right.
The fact that you'd probably never use this in PvE or like anything outside of PvE probably weighs it down. I don't know, I'd probably put it in like meh or feeling good.
I think it's probably kind of meh.
All right, hell yeah. Let's trust the words of the non-priest players. Fuck yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Power Word Barrier. All right, this
This one's
shit
a
is
banger.
lit as
Insane.
fuck. This is so sick.
Yeah.
Gas.
Yeah, just straight to gas, dude.
I hard agree. Dude, this is, I mean, it's DSAC,
too.
but it looks better. It's like DSAC, but it's better and it looks cooler, which is another tier alone. So I'm cool with that. Easy guess.
Fuck yeah. Easy.
Twisted Twisted Faith. Mind Flame, Mind Blast. Oh, this is a chest one, so I'm gonna skip over this one. We'll come back to it. Legs. Shared Pain. Shadow Word Pain now afflicts up to 2 additional nearby targets within 15 yards. This is really fucking cool. This reminds me a lot of retail. So
okay.
in retail, like playing Sub Rogue, you can talent into Rupture hitting 2 targets as a finisher. And the way it used to work, this is kind of what I'm curious about for Priest, is it would target, you rupture your target and the closest person to you. So like if you're in a AoE pack, and you want to rupture multiple things, you would have to like change your positioning to not override rupture on the target you've already hit. But they changed it and they made rupture smart, so now it just doesn't overlap. I'm curious if this is kind of has the same sort of principle where if you Shadow Word Paint a target, it inflicts 2 new targets. If you then tab target something and doesn't have it, will it like override the existing ones or apply new ones? I think that could kind of like affect the quality of life. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, from the wording, I can't tell if it like puts a Shadow Word Pain on those other 2 targets, or if the damage from the one Shadow Word Pain just like cleaves them or something. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, interesting.
As well,
Like, does it put out 3 Shadow Word Pains, or is it 1 and it does
it's
AoE
3.
damage? Okay.
My understanding was 3. I think this is very strong. Like again, we're talking about Shadow Priest having 0 AoE capacity. Well, now they have an uncapped AoE option in Mindseer, and they have like a great cleave option.
It afflicts. So they'll have a
Right.
Shadow Word Pain.
Yep. You're right.
You're right.
I feel like this is at a bare minimum gas. So that's my take.
Yeah, that's a gasser.
Does Shadow Word
Because you
Pain
can put
do
that up
like
on
a
2
lot
different...
of damage?
It's a staple.
It's like, I don't know what it is for the damage profile with Shadow Priest, but I think it's like something you always keep up, similar to Rupture or similar to Serpent Sting. So now if like, imagine that one press of that button is on 3 targets. I mean, like that's a lot of value for a global.
That would have to be valuable or worth it.
If you're a Warlock tank, you're going to want to bring a Shadow Priest that has that, because Shadow Priest can spec into Shadow Vulnerability, which increases the Shadow damage taken. So that helps Warlocks.
Then sounds like we're cooking up some raid comps already. Homunculi.
See, this one's weird because the way it's worded, like it's mostly just like RP. It's
shadowy apparition.
Yeah, it is.
It's basically a shadow bear off trinket.
It's like mirror image that mages have, except instead of casting spells, like they're using these weapons.
Yeah, it's shadowy apparition.
So here's the thing: we don't know how much
retail.
damage this is gonna do because it doesn't give us anything. Yeah, but we don't know how good the debuff is gonna be either. If it is good, but the damage is ass, then it's gonna be a feels bad because someone has to do it to provide the debuff.
Honestly, yeah, it doesn't seem that great.
I threw it
just
in
depends how strong they are.
Yeah, there's not enough information.
Yeah.
About anything about it to really give a good opinion. So,
I think it belongs in the meme tier. Here's why. All we don't know. Good points about the damage, right? That'll definitely influence how powerful the talent of it is. But the fact that it summons people that will reduce, or like these copies of yourself that will reduce attack speed, attack power, and armor. The fact that they're applying a debuff, I think for them to do that and for them to do a lot of like meaningful damage would be like too overpowered. So my guess is that the trade-off is that they don't hit very hard and they just apply these debuffs, which I feel like is kind of a meme.
Yeah, and the thing for me is like it's just gonna apply random debuffs to random targets. Like you can't pick what you want like to reduce a boss's armor. It's just gonna be randomly fucking.
I think since it has 3 different ones with 3 different weapons, I think each homunculi with a different weapon applies a debuff respectively.
Right, of course, yeah. But you can't like pick which debuff you want to go on which target. Like,
I feel like they would apply all 3.
They're just gonna be. Oh, really? I figured it'd be like what he said. Like each weapon is a different debuff.
Like the sword one only.
But there are 3 copies.
Attack power.
Are they the 3 different ads with 3 different weapons? So like they can. There's chance
but
they
what
could.
I'm saying is like, what if the one that wields the mace only
like,
reduces armor, or what if the one with the sword only reduces like attack power?
But that's assuming they all hit the same target. Like if you're AoEing and they just all run to different targets and apply random debuffs on random mobs, it just doesn't seem valuable.
Yeah, in multi-target scenario, I think I would agree.
I agree with the meme pick. Like, I don't know. There's much to be seen about how it actually scales in both how much damage and the scale of the debuffs that it does. Like, It's either gonna be good or it's gonna be ass.
Yep. Barrow trinket with extra steps. Okay, we have.
I'm trying to find a video of it from BlizzCon.
Nobody was playing it.
Well, there's all these videos, but it's hard to see people like clicking it and shit.
Prayer of Mending. All right, so without looking at healer notes, I think Priest getting Prayer of Mending is actually like really strong because this is a smart heal and it will jump to the lowest health target within a certain range, which is very, very powerful. Now, like basically any priest is always going to try to keep Prayer of Mending up. I think like in the current iteration of the game, as either holy or disc, and I could be wrong because I'm not a healer, but let's see if there are notes. Prayer Mending. Notes are very good raid healing. We'll probably swap between these two on encounter raid need. What two? Because this is a leg. That's why.
Yeah.
So AO thinks that these are both strong. This is, yeah, if you're heavy raid damage encounter or like with like a burst damage window, you probably play barrier. Otherwise, Prayer Mending is just really, really good, consistent throughput. So,
Oh yeah.
And this actually makes taking barrier kind of tough because Prayer Mending is just so strong of a heal.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think as a classic priest getting this, I think you're at the very least feeling good. It probably feels almost bad. Actually, yo, here's the take. It feels bad taking Prayer Mending because you don't get big barrier.
That's right.
I think it feels bad for that reason alone. Someone's got to do it. Okay, let's not. Let me change the. I would meh.
There we go.
It's very strong with the fact you have to miss up on powered barrier, man. I don't know.
Yeah, that does feel bad, but I think you would almost take Prayer of Mending over Barrier.
I agree. It's like the practical option. But why? Barrier's so sick.
We're taking
Yeah.
the strong
We
ability
need
and
the
breaking it
barrier.
low.
The weaker abilities ranked OP. Let's fucking get it. Okay, I can't in good conscience leave this in mess, so we'll put it in. It's gas. I think it's a gas healer ability, but again, the fact that you miss barrier for it brings it down.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I found a video. The guy's gonna use the ability.
Oh my god.
Let's see.
Okay, we have a few chest ones left. Twisted Faith. Mind Flay and Mind Blast deal 20% increased. Oh yeah, we Ryan touched on this one.
Banger.
You just hitting hard.
Yeah.
It's a straight damage modifier that just tried and true single target. You'll be hitting some high numbers. I think it's, if you're a Shadow Priest and you're seeing this, you're feeling good. It doesn't add anything to your rotation, so it's like kind of borderline meh, but it does incentivize you maintaining Shadow Word Pain, like you're rewarded for keeping it up, which I think is fun to play around. So Void Plague afflicts the target with a disease and causes 116 shadow damage over 18 seconds. So it's just another dot.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's good, but it just the way it's worded just kind of feels meh. Like we're not actually like you got a button to push, I guess, but like.
So I'm actually gonna real quick argue that I think that that's for PvP, and here's why. One, I think it's like the very first row of talents that Shadow Priests get. They have one where it's like each damaging spell that they cast has like a % chance to stun the target. So if you take that, then you basically are giving yourself an extra chance to stun someone in PvP. So I
Right.
think that that's actually pretty crazy for Shadow Priest PvP.
Okay, that makes sense for the context of in the context of Shadow Priest PvP.
I also
which I'm
think
not
it's
super
really
familiar with.
interesting that they're choosing disease and not have it be a magic debuff, because you can cleanse diseases pretty early in the game, but I don't think you actually get to cleanse magic, at least from like from a paladin's perspective, until I think it's like level 40. So like for for early level PvP, you can still like get rid of it really easily. I don't know. Either way I think about it, I still think it's kind of meh.
Yeah, I would say it's meh for PvE, but if you're using it to PvP, then I would say it's probably at least feeling pretty good.
So, homunculi,
Okay.
they were hitting a fellow priest. Now it had 1,000 armor missing or whatever because of the debuff. They were hitting for like 6-7 damage. There's 3 of them, and they're attacking. They're attacking pretty quickly. So it's 12 to 21 damage. It looked like about a 1 to 2 second, like maybe a 1.5 second swing time,
Okay,
or maybe 2 seconds.
Did you say that it reduced the armor by 1,000 at level 25?
That seems like a lot.
That's a lot. That's
a
big.
ridiculous amount, and that's one of the 3 buffs. And each of those 3 melee hits were causing like a knockback pushback on casting.
Okay.
It's
So
pretty.
it's a PvP one.
Yeah, interesting.
It's ridiculous.
I think
1,000 armor
it
at
stays in
25.
that someone's got to do it.
Okay. That's a lot
What
better than I
other-
thought.
Like, when would you take in PvP? Maybe barrier, but you'd have to stay in the barrier. I don't know.
I think you'd take that for PvP, honestly. That
Homunculi,
sounds
yeah.
pretty busted.
Well, how much? Okay, so how much? When you got 5 seconds of summer, how
1,000
much?
armor.
How much armor is that? And will that scale up at higher levels? Is the question.
I don't know.
Yeah.
A 1,000
Still, we just have-
armor seems like a lot of armor at level 25. I feel like that's something they would change before the live launch, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, dude.
That definitely seems very, very powerful to the point where like you could probably justifiably we could move it up in our tier list. But I still think it's kind of a meme option. I don't know. It seems like a goofy button to press.
And look at
Yeah.
the damage isn't like negligible. Like it's not like it's it's not a lot of damage, but they're level 25, right? It's not like they're level 60, so hit with, like,
yeah.
Because it's 6-7, but the numbers are flying. Like, and there's 3 of them. And by the way,
Just
they're
out of
miniature. They're like half the
curiosity,
size.
So are you able to like kill them? So like let's say they're attacking me, but I have thorns on me. Like, will that kill them, or like can I cast Arcane Explosion and kill them?
I don't know. Are they attacking? I can't see if it's attacking them or not. He doesn't point the camera that way.
Sounds like shadowy apparitions or whatever in retail. Basically the same thing. Target
They like
start
sprint. So they're like a third of your size. They're like miniature. So they like scurry around.
Okay.
All right.
But like, how does that interact with Sunder armor? And
I don't know,
is it a greater value or lesser? Like, there's still way
Okay,
too many
well-
questions to figure out if it's good or not.
It's still, it is a lot better than I gave it credit for based on what Iris described. So we'll put it in meh. We'll at least give it the, it's not just a full-on meme.
Okay.
Potentially could be better, potentially might not be as good.
Okay. You can heal them, and they're lasting like forever.
What video is it, Ire?
Yeah, here.
Did you guys come to a conclusion on Void Plague or nah?
Meh. It was meh.
Meh. All
At
right.
least it was meh for me.
I mean, I kind of agree.
Yeah.
And so they can die, but you can heal them.
I think Ghost has a point though. If they have maybe 300 health or 200 health or something very small where they die instantly to AoE. I imagine they'd be immune to a lot of like PvE forms of AoE, as most kind of pet or summoned creatures tend to be, but to that extent, I'm not sure. Like, it's classic, so I imagine it's probably not going to be great.
Yeah, I don't know.
Serendipity. Healers, wee. Healing with Flash Heal reduces the cast time of your next other heal ability by 20%, stacking up to 3 times. That seems pretty fun as a healer.
Yeah, so you basically hit flash heal a bunch, and then you get a big heal.
So
Flash heal, and then bam.
the take here is that for disc, it's bad because all you want to do is press shield and penance, but it's very good for holy.
Yep, sounds right.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. I'd probably put it in meh.
Ooh, Strength of Soul looks cool for disc though.
Okay.
Holy fuck.
I'm cool, Matt. Strength of Soul, lesser heal, greater heal, and flash heal reduce the remaining duration of weakened soul on targets they heal by 4 seconds.
That's gas. That's
So you
easily
just you use that and you can like bubble them again quicker.
Well, I guess that's really only useful as, so, you know, you're bubbling as a disc. It's only useful as disc if you run out of targets to bubble. Because
Here's the thing. So I think the holy picks that up for the disc.
Yeah, because it's weakened soul on the target.
Yeah. So the holy picks that up to benefit a disc.
Because like so what happens is like I'm healing
Interesting.
the tank. I put the bubble on the tank gets weakened soul, and then you spam the heals.
So it's like a
And
double
then you can
priest
rebubble
angle.
quicker.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of.
I
Yo,
mean,
looking.
this could still do that. You could still like bubble penance, cast the flash heal, and then your things up quicker.
Oh yeah, this is
Yeah.
the talent from like either Kata or something. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
So that's what I'm looking at Ao's notes here. He says, I'll quote him here. A lot of talents added in Wrath enable the core disc gameplay that we see in Wrath Lich King. If that doesn't happen in Season of Discovery, expect all priests to use Holy and the Serendipity rune. If it does, so if like there are other, basically Holy is a more powerful healing spec in Classic. If there is some other benefit to disc in Season of Discovery, then it's still not that great for disc because you aren't really using the healing spells. So like it requires, I mean you guys touched on this, but you would probably need 2 priests to then like one plays as talent and the other one is like you have 1 holy and 1 disc that are kind of that enable that off each other. Otherwise it just isn't really worth. So it was take as he doesn't think it's very good.
I think it's
I mean, I don't
exciting.
know.
I think
I'm
I
not a
still
killer,
I
so I
think
don't
there's plenty of testing that can be done, and I think there's team play
If kept
options for it.
Yep.
I'm gonna say there's a feel good there.
I mean, if we put Serendipity in meh, I'm putting this in meh. I think
Sure.
because I'm also not a healer, but also I do believe classic healers generally just play like the flash heal or like the actual healing, casted healing builds, in which case at least Serendipity like applies to what they do. But if you're taking Strength of Soul, I feel like there's not going to be a lot of circumstances where you actually utilize that ability well. So that's like my hesitation there.
I will say Serendipity was a legendary in Shadowlands, and it was really good. But it's also classic, so
I'm bumping it up to feeling good. Because based on partially what Sweater said, but also the fact that if we just assume that priests are playing Holy, like this is a good thing to pick up for Holy Priest. So I think you're feeling good if you have Serendipity, but it's really just a question of disc. But I think AU went in excruciating detail here discussing the possibility of disc, but I don't know how possible disc is even going to be, so. I think that covers all of priests. Yeah, that's it. All right, two specs left. I no longer scroll. Everything's here.
Druids.
And we have Druids, the sweater spec. So, why don't we start with... I guess we do chest. First thing on the list here, survival of the fittest. Reduces the chance you'll be critically hit by Bailey attacks by 6%, and reduces all damage taken by 10%. Damage taken reduced by an additional 10% while in bear form or direboard bear form. This is your tanking talent. I don't know. I feel like you don't really care. It just kind of is what it is. Yeah.
Barrel tanks in Classic didn't take that much damage already because they had so much armor, so having that like in addition to the armor, I feel like they're gonna be pretty bonkers.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be like a power level thing, but it doesn't add anything for them as a class. Like it just they don't even notice it. So a passive that isn't really
make
exciting.
them better.
It does make
Yeah.
them better. I concede that.
It's also the first like tanking thing I've seen that doesn't increase threat.
True. Interesting.
Was bear threat pretty good? I honestly,
Yeah,
I never
single
even
target it
played.
was.
I never even played Druid in vanilla.
So I had a druid alt that I tanked in classic, and on single target fights they were okay as long as you didn't have like any like fury warriors that were just going ham. But in this version of the game they're gonna get lacerate, so that's definitely gonna help. So I don't think that threat will be an issue for them.
Star Surge.
Okay.
Launch surging stellar energies that cause arcane damage. Star Surge benefits from and triggers most talents and effects
That's
that
a
trigger
leg.
or benefit from. Okay, chest.
You gotta scroll down.
Yeah, weird. Love that. Living Seed. Healer thing. When you critically heal with any healing spell, you plant a living seed on the target for 30% of the amount healed. Living Seed will bloom when the target is next attacked. That's kind of cool. That's kind of very cool.
It's pretty good, yeah.
It's like Earth Shield, but you can apply it to like multiple targets.
The only thing in vanilla, I actually did heal on Druid for a bit in vanilla, and I literally only remember casting like rank 1 healing touch the entire time. I don't even know that you use hots. I mean, maybe, but
Hots don't crit in classic, right?
oh yeah,
They
that's
do
true.
not, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point that actually AO brings up in his notes. He's like, it's nice bonus, not that good, because playstyle is similar to, or he expects the Druid playstyle to be similar to what we see in Wrath right now, where it's just blanket hots and you can't crit, so it doesn't trigger a whole lot.
Yeah.
Cool in principle, but maybe not super great. in
Now, if
application.
there's something that would make your hots crit, then that would be really good, probably.
That's probably going to be a nobody picks this one, if that's the case.
Well, what would
Yeah.
Resto take outside? So we have 2 more chest ones. Oh wait, Fury? Are we seeing DPS restos? Reduce the mana cost
Maybe.
of Wrath. Each time you deal damage with Wrath, you have a 12% chance for your next cast of Healing Touch within 15
Maybe.
seconds to be instant. I mean, I guess if like this could actually
That would be
mean
more useful.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's like they're both goofy, but I think this Fear the Storm Rage almost enables like a actually half decent like hybrid, like a hybrid. Like you are a Resto Druid balance hybrid where you Wrath when the raid is healthy, you build up procs to then slam, probably throw in your tanks, and you just maintain rejuves in the rest of the raid. Like this could be actually kind of fun. Like you're weaving in damage as a part of your rotation. I feel like that could be cool.
Fury of the Storm Rage is pretty insane just because it enables balanced druids to be maybe viable.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, so your wraths are free. There's 100% reduced mana cost.
Yeah.
So you're fishing for healing touches, instant healing touches. So Wrath is going to be taking the place of the cast bar for healing touch, anyways.
It's a pretty
I don't know,
low
20
chance, though.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
pretty low.
I wouldn't rely on that as a healer, but just as a balanced druid, it's insane.
Could you just spam the rank 1 Wrath
Maybe
for the faster cast
yeah.
time?
Yeah.
Like as a filler. I mean, I guess. It
More
doesn't
proc
cost any
catchers
mana
in.
though, so I feel like if you're gonna take the time to cast it, you might as well just do like max rank damage.
Yeah.
No, but the lower ranks are shorter cast times.
Right. But like,
If you're just trying to proc a healing touch, though.
Yeah, I think that's a loss of value then. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think healers would try to play around that too much. Unless they're just like, there's downtime and they're doing damage, then yeah, but
It just doesn't seem like Resto Druids have a good
Okay.
chest rune right now.
I'll say
I didn't think Boomkins cast Wrath. I thought they cast the other one, didn't they? Arcane
Starfire.
Starfire.
Yeah.
I think it's it.
Not sure.
My guess is that Boomkins run out of mana, right? So how are they going to deal with that? My guess is that they take Fury of the Storm Rage and they Wrath when like as a sustain thing, right? I think a great like comparison is TBC Arcane Mage, where you are arcane blasting when you have mana and when you need to conserve, you Frostbolt. Like just that's it. It's same sort of principle applies. For damage, when you have mana, you use maybe Starfall, or there's some other Boomkin abilities, I think, like Sunfire that we'll get into, but I think Fear the Storm Rage is, at least compared to Living Seed, like a much better ability. Yeah, I think you're feeling good about this. As a Resto Druid, I think it might end up being like kind of a meme, but maybe if somebody wants to fulfill that hybrid role, like they can with Fear the Storm Rage, and then it also prevents Boomkins from going which I think is meaningful. So I feel like you're feeling good about this.
Yeah.
Although Boomies would prefer a different proc. Like it would be better if it was like their Starfire or something.
That Healing Touch is going to be completely wasted.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a little weird.
There's even a talent build where druids go like halfway into the resto tree and then halfway into the balance tree, so that fits that niche perfectly.
Right. I mean, it could be the hybrid, I feel like where we talk about things in X's, or we talk a lot about things here, kind of black and white, like, yeah, it's a DPS or it's a healer. So who knows? Maybe it'll be that hybrid. Living Seed, though, definitely underwhelming, where it stays in meh. So that leaves Wild Strikes.
You mean Wind Fury?
Oh, this is the Wind Fury? Okay. I fuck with that. So then, it's not only the Horde that I get access to Wind Fury. Alright, so, well, we know where this is going. There is no...
To the top.
To the top? What do you mean? Someone's gotta do it.
I'm just excited for it.
I mean, yeah, it'll be fun. It's a good one to have, but...
Alright, but like, what other option is there right now for a Feral?
There was one way up here.
It still helps the Feral. It's
this
not
one,
like
Survival of the Fittest.
Yeah.
So, like, Tank Feral, for example. But, yeah, there's no, like...
No, this is better than Wind Fury, because if it benefits the Feral, that's something Wind Fury doesn't do, because Wind Fury is a thing that goes on the weapon that when you strike, it does something. If this is benefiting the Feral, then it's even better than Wind Fury. This is gas.
True. Better. It is better. You don't have to leave a poison off a weapon either.
Do we know that?
It just says melee attack.
Yeah.
Granting a melee attack 20% additional attack bar. No effect of the party.
Oh yeah, that's true. I totally forgot about that. Like how you used to, like as a rogue, I
Yeah,
had
you
to,
could-
You
I
can
had
leave
to like
poison off. Yeah.
take one poison off.
I know, I could think, but because it says that there's no effect to the party members already benefiting from Wind Fury, this, it like tells me that it has...
just says it doesn't stack.
But I feel like isn't the buff applied in the same way, where it'll just be like some aura where you can't like put a poison on your main hand as a rogue.
No.
What does Wind Fury Totem say? Hold on.
Because that if you guys are right, and you can keep your poisons on, and like any personal things you have, that's
Summons a
crazy.
Wind Fury Totem with 5 health at the feet of the caster. The totem enchants all party members' main hand weapons with wind if they are within 20 yards.
Oh yo.
There it is.
Okay.
This is fucking gas, dude. It's
All right.
big gas.
I mean, somebody's got to do it, but somebody will definitely want to do it. So we're moving it up.
That
Even
Feral
the-
will want to do it for
Even the
themselves.
Feral will do it. He'll want to do
Yeah.
it.
All right.
It's that
Yeah,
big.
because like even if you're not doing any group content, like if I'm just like killing stuff by myself, that's something that I want to have. It's not something that I'm doing just for the raid.
That's a good point.
Even a tank might do it because the tank one isn't like that great.
I agree, actually.
It removes it prevents yourself getting crit. That's the only other thing. It helps a lot, but
I think if you're like a
Give me my Wind Fury.
if you're in a 10-man raid and you're the only feral but you're tanking, I think then it's more of like someone's got to do it and you're the person because you're the only feral in the group. But if you're a cat, then it's like way up here. So okay, let's do do legs next. So I was talking about Star Surge, and then it was on the wrong one. Star Surge benefits from and triggers most talents and effects that trigger or benefit from Wrath or Starfire. So this is just like another button press?
Seems like it could be pretty good. If it's as good as it is and all the expansion Star Surge has been in, then it'll be good.
So the retail druids have this right now, right?
Yes.
They do, yeah.
How does it compare with like pressing Wrath and Starfire?
It's like 90% of their damage, I feel like.
Okay.
Single target.
It's basically a really hard-hitting instant cast spell.
Oh, so
Yeah,
it's
it's
instant
really good.
cast. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't just use it whenever. If I remember correctly, I think like the way balanced druids play in retail, it's like you have to get like your eclipse or whatever, and then once you've gotten your eclipse activated, then you can cast it.
Right. So you build up solar power. Yeah. And
Right.
then when you use solar power to cast Star Surge. But there was a version of Star Surge that it was just like 8-second cooldown, and you just use it on cooldown, and it costs mana. And even then, it was pretty good. So
I mean,
I feel
imagine
like it'll be good, but I don't know.
it's hard.
57 to 70 damage. I don't know how much that is. So
Okay. Just a hard hitting ability, I guess.
yeah.
I mean, at 57
I'm
to
gonna-
70 is kind of random, but
I'm gonna try to see a video of it.
I don't really know. I've Star Surge. This is a big question mark for me, so I don't know if you guys are feeling one way or another.
I would probably put it in like the feeling good.
We can do that.
Cause yeah, like if you're playing,
so
Boom-
it's a
Boomkin,
10-second cooldown.
Okay. So it's just like a big dumpy DPS button you hit every 10 seconds. Sure.
Yeah.
Why not? Another button.
I'm about to watch a video of it.
Oh, let me know. We'll keep chugging through here. Life Bloom. Reduces cooldown of Rejuve and Life Bloom abilities by 0.5 seconds. And you gain Life Bloom ability. Life Bloom healing targets hot. And it heals upon completion. And the Druid regains half the cost of the spell. And sack it 3 times. I'm realizing reduce the global cooldown. Rejuvenation and Life Bloom.
So you're getting your hots out faster, and it's giving you mana back to compensate from using all those extra spells in a faster timeline.
That's pretty.
I think
that
it
sounds
feels
fun.
good.
That sounds pretty fun. I'm inclined to agree. Wonder if there are any more notes here.
whenever I play Resto Druid, I think the Life Bloom's probably like perhaps maybe even like the most important heal that I cast. So for me, I would probably put that in the gas tier.
I mean, I don't actually hate that, and I feel like we haven't given healers a lot of love. Because I mean, none of us are really healers.
Right.
But it's like, as a Resto Druid, where you're kind of just, your gameplay is like rejuvenating everything, all of a sudden you have another meaningful hot that like also complements that gameplay. Like, I think that feels really good. So I think Light Bloom can definitely be gas for Resto Druids. And it also like enables faster gameplay too because of that mana regen. So you're rewarded for hitting more globals. Fuck yeah, we're doing gas. Interrupt. Druid's gonna interrupt. I'm going up with this one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. He didn't even end up using Star Surge. Like, the video just ended before
I
he
think you
used
gotta
it.
put it right where Rebuke is, right?
Yeah, what I put Rebuke?
One down.
Oh, I did
One
put in
down
feeling
gas.
good. Okay. Yeah, I'll put it top, whatever. You don't really take this unless you're doing PvP. I mean, even if you're in PvP, maybe there's a world where you try to play something different, but having a kick as a druid is actually so so nice in PvP.
So here's something I've
Yeah.
noticed. For both Rebuke and Skull Bash, it says that their interrupts are only for 2 seconds now. So interrupts across the board, are they all going to be around 2 seconds? Like, are spell lockouts just going to be such a lesser thing?
Surely not.
Well,
I think
I just want to finish my sorry there, sweaters. But I don't know about Rebuke, but Skull Bash is also a charge. It's not just a interrupt. I just realized you charge the target. Oh, it's only within 13 yards, so it's not like that far. But so it's also like a kind of mobility thing, which might kind of they're like Blizzard is like, well, we can't make this a full-on kick, otherwise it'll be too powerful. So we have to kind of take away from it a bit. But I'm not sure if Rebuke also shares the same condition. We can check.
Rebuke is 2 seconds.
Then maybe that's something they're trying to do. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
well, I think things like counterspell and stuff will still last however long it did. I don't think they're changing that. But I mean, those two specifically, maybe 2 seconds.
It could be that. I mean, I hope this isn't the case. It could be that they're a 6-second cooldown, just like Wind Shear. But that would seem crazy strong. Just so
A
disruptive.
6-second charge.
Yeah.
That's gnarly.
I mean,
Yeah,
6-second
there's no
Rebuke.
way.
Maybe.
the range is tiny though. Like we're just gonna be like, wait, this is actually crazy. But 13 yards is not far. So.
It is pretty good, but it depends if it costs energy. If it's no energy, that's insane.
I'm leaving it with Rebuke in the same tier is appropriate.
Yeah.
Savage Roar. Sweaters, tell me about it.
It should be pretty insane, I would think. It increases all your damage done by 30%.
That's pretty big. And it'll last a long time.
I mean, and
34 seconds is very long.
the first time you get it is in Wrath, and that's when Feral Druid becomes really good, and you keep that up like 100% of the time. That's your main priority. So
That's a gasser. Ferals are going to be really excited to play with that.
I definitely think it's gas as far as power level. For sure. You can maybe even make a point for it being like OP, just like permanent 30% damage. But the only potential... I was going to say the only potential drawback is like it doesn't... Outside of just keeping it up, it doesn't really do anything. But then again, as a Feral Druid, what buttons are you pressing in Classic? Like you... Do you already have a decent rotation, or...
So here, let's
It's
look at the wording real
It's
quick.
feral slice and dice, basically. You just gotta keep it up.
yeah. And they're getting Mangle. I don't know what their main rotation is in Classic, though.
So let's look at the wording of it. It says it increases physical damage done by 30% while in cat form, but it's a finisher. But it doesn't say it's a debuff that goes on the target.
No, it's a buff that goes on the Druid.
So that means all your cleaves and everything you do are also going to be just that much better.
Auto attacks, everything. Everything you do is increased by 30%.
That's just like it's a turbo strong finisher. That's basically all it is. It's like pretty simple, but I guess it's another button that Feral Druids wouldn't be pressing, which can be cool. I mean, I agree with Ire. It's like a slice and dice, just more powerful for Druids.
It is a slice and dice, yeah.
So like I'm a little hesitant to keep in the gas here, but again, raw power level is huge for this.
It would be like if I was able to maintain wings the whole time, like Avenging Wrath.
That's one way to look at it.
It'll definitely change the rotation and play style. So
That's a good point. Sure, we'll even guess. We have, and that's all the leg options. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's legs.
So I see Lacerate on here. So we have gloves, final one. All right, let's do Sunfire. Boomies. So you do nature damage on initial and then nature damage over time. In addition, when you're in bear or cat form, can you use this ability in bear or cat form?
That's what it's saying. Yes. That's
Yo.
kind of insane.
Yo, what? Dude, that's actually okay. I feel like as a cat, I don't think you want this as a cat, but as a bear, you have like a ranged ability that you can use to pull, which is crazy
Yeah.
because right now it's just fairy fire, which is cursed. So
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing: will it cost energy, rage,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
mana?
Yeah, if it doesn't cost energy, then you definitely would use it.
oh, that's right.
They
yeah.
have this in retail now, don't they?
I don't think cats do. I think bears do, or they did at some point. Maybe not now, but they
Does
have
it cost
at some
mana
point.
there or energy? I don't know.
I don't know. I think mana.
I believe it costs. Yeah, I think it costs mana while you're in bear form, so you don't notice it as like rage, which is interesting. But I don't know if they do the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how this would fit into like. So I originally said Boomkin. I was maybe hard wrong. I don't know if Boomkins would actually want to play this. Maybe they would. Maybe they wouldn't. But
I mean, I think they would if there's nothing else, but yeah, it looks like there is nothing else for Boomy in gloves. But I mean, it's pretty good.
honestly, I think the fact that like it's also it may be viable for multiple different types of players, like a Boomkin and a Bear Druid, which seems like a whack combination, is actually pretty gas. The utility it offers for a bear is very, very high. I think the fact that you can again pull with it. I'm assuming it doesn't cost rage. That would probably change that ranking. And I imagine this is just like another dot you maintain as Boomkin, but I think it's pretty sick. Lacerate. Bleed. Plus 20% weapon damage per existing application on the target. Is this like group wide or just you?
I do not know.
Causes a high amount of threat. I feel like it has to be just you. This would be, there's no way. That'd be too powerful.
it has to be.
Okay, so it's your threat gen, single target, strong, good option.
Yeah, it's saying 42 damage plus 20% of your weapon damage.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. It's getting late. I can't think properly.
Oh,
So that's good.
yeah. I had to read it like 3 times.
I think we're feeling good. It's just a great,
It's
good single
definitely
target
feels
option. Yep.
Yeah, it's for bear.
Yep.
Wild Growth heals all target players' party members within 15 yards of the target. Lots of healing quickly, and then slows down.
AoE heal.
Yep. That's strong, very strong.
Yeah, pretty gas. Maybe not gas, but feeling good for sure.
Healer comments both. AO says both Wild Growth and Life Bloom are great. If the buff cap is removed for Season of Discovery, or at least it's very high, Druids will be much better than they were in True Classic. I mean, yeah, I think we put Life Bloom in gas. I think Wild Growth also goes there. And honestly, rest of Druids are looking crazy strong, like as a healer class.
Yeah, I was gonna say, since we put Life Bloom in there, I think that Wild Growth is basically like in that same tier.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That leaves Mangle. Okay, Druid, Druid, talk me through this. Sweaters, talk me through it.
It just increases bleeds for everyone in the party, including yourself. So could be pretty
Arms
good.
warrior best friend.
Yeah, I think it's actually the same buff as arms.
Do
Or
you
debuff.
would you ever press this as like an actual damaging ability, or are you only putting it up for the debuff?
In Wrath, you just put it up for the debuff.
Okay, I don't know. I'm guessing ferals have access to Shred in Classic.
They do, yeah.
Okay.
But shred does cost more energy, so there are some situations where, like, if you're just looking to get like a quick combo point, you might want to use mangle instead of waiting an extra second for shred.
I'm gonna call this one a gasser.
Gasser.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it's kind of like
Okay.
someone's got to do it though, as well, right? It's like it's the
Well, I
same.
mean-
This is why it's gas. It's not even for the druid. It's for the warrior, and I'm excited to see an arms warrior in the
Shut
raid.
the fuck
and
up.
And this brings it online. Come on.
I do think like there's real potential here for a warrior bleed build, like a bleed warrior, which would be kind of cool
Yeah.
to see. But I
Yeah,
mean,
it also depends how much bleed damage ferals do. I'm not sure how much of their damage is actually bleeds. If it's a lot, then that could be really good.
He only has to press the button like once a minute too, and it's just,
Yeah.
although as a feral druid in like your optimal DPS rotation, you would have never hit mangle outside of like the debuff the debuff it provides on whatever you're applying it to. So
Right,
I
but
mean,
but having that debuff up is a lot of my damage. If I didn't have that debuff up, my damage would be tremendously lower.
okay.
it's somebody's got to
Mangle-
gas it. All right.
Somebody's got to gas it. Tell you what, why don't we go? We'll go tier below Wind Fury because I don't think it's Wind Fury strong.
It would be like you not exposing armor or whatever, someone not sundering.
We're feeling good about Druid's Press and Mangle. All right, moving on. That's all of Druid. Hell yeah. Final, boys. We have arrived at the final class. It has been a long night. We're about to get there.
We've been rating this rune list for a bit now.
It's been a little longer than 2 hours that I originally set out, but the power of editing will hopefully remedy that.
Oh, God.
Let's talk about chest because there's the fewest chest option. Actually, there's one up here randomly. We'll do that anyways. Enlightenment. You deal 10% more damage while you have more than 70% mana. While below 30% mana, 10% of your mana regeneration continues while casting. This just seems like a DPS kind of talent for mages.
Yeah, that was going again back to the whole original theme of why a lot of classes didn't work in vanilla. Is mana became an issue, so mini specs just could not function.
Isn't this basically the arcane DPS thing though?
I think it is like a talent that one mage class has. I don't know which one.
Pretty sure it was the arcane thing in BC.
That sounds about right.
I think
this one feels good.
I agree. I think you're feeling good. It's not like amazing, but you having different kind of windows in Classic is a completely unique thing. Like there's no other class in the game that when they're above a certain health threshold or like mana threshold, they're doing something differently. So that's pretty fun. Aside from prop pallies in their like DR thing with health, but this is like the only DPS spec. So I think that's pretty fun. And maybe you would play around that. Enlightenment is here.
You just use your mana potions and gems early.
Or the potions of speed and wild magic and Classic, dude. Need some of
Yeah.
those. Okay, chest. Burnout. Increase your spell critical strike chance with all spells by 15%, but your non-periodic spell critical strikes now have an additional mana cost of 1% of your base mana.
I think that goes to gas.
So this is non-periodic spell critical strikes. So not including... Wait, that's
worded like as if dots are gonna crit.
It is. It's also where like your mana cost will change. Like if the ability crits, it
right
takes more of your mana
after
away.
you've
Yeah,
casted a
that's
fireball and it crits, you lose more mana. What?
What happens if you don't have enough mana for the crit version? Does it not crit?
You have negative mana? What? I'm so confused.
15% is a lot, though. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, for fire mages, 15% is ridiculous.
And
Okay, but if periodics can crit now, then like that other druid spell, what is it, Seed of Life, that becomes a banger.
I think Living Bomb can crit, and I might. Can we cheat here? Never mind, it doesn't say it can crit. All right, I thought it might have said it could crit, and that was unique to that dot itself. Yeah, that is interesting terminology, because I think I was under the impression, and we were all under the impression that dots won't crit. So question marks, but I do agree that this is powerful for Fire Mage, assuming they don't go
put it
Oom.
up there.
So
Yes.
And yeah, like in Classic, the fire mages were set up so that like if there's me and 3 other fire mages and I'm the one that gets the first crit on the boss, I'm the one that starts the ignite stack.
Right.
And so if me and all the other fire mages in my group have that 15% crit bonus, we're about to be able to keep that ignite stack rolling a lot longer.
that's a good point. It's a very good point.
Y'all are gonna rip threat.
What do you mean? We got the bears with lacerate and the shamans with I don't know what single target threat abilities shamans have. Frost shock.
Urshock.
Oh yeah, Urshock's a taunt. Sure. S. Questions about
Fingers of Frost. Or did we put Burnout somewhere yet?
no burnout's locked in. Questions about mana, but that's it. Fingers of Frost gives your chill effects a 50% chance to grant you the Fingers of Frost effect, which treats your next 2 spells cast as if the targets were frozen. So
By the way, those would
That's
be 2
pretty
ice
good.
lances that would hit
Yeah.
for a shit ton.
this
Except that Ice Lance doesn't exist in vanilla.
Well, I think it is.
Ah.
I think.
Okay,
All right,
so
yeah. Oh, I'm not okay. I see it up there. Come on.
I think this is, and I'm sure Ghostab will probably agree with me in this one. PvP mages are gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Frost mage, so
Yeah.
Frost mage already
Yeah.
lives off frostbite procs. Now they have an additional thing that will proc, which guarantees their crits. Dude, Frost mages are gonna be disgusting in like duels
Yeah.
specifically. I mean, they're already disgusting, right? Zico lost, just came second place in that Makara tournament. I mean, it's looking crazy. I would say it's at the minimum gas. In PvE, I don't really know if Frost is going to be a viable option in Season of Discovery. Like maybe there's bursty, you play around your crit windows and stuff, but at least in PvP, this is a gas for sure. Could
I
even
don't know.
Actually, I think
50% seems like a pretty decent chance to proc that. Like that's like every 6 casts you're gonna see it. That's and 2 of those after the first one, 2 of those casts are going to be considered like they have it. So like, I'd say a third of the time you're casting like things are frozen. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that would be the whole gimmick with Frost Mage and PvE is like, how often can you utilize these procs and have things frozen or chilled such that you, like every time you can dish out a Frostbolt while something is under Fingers of Frost or like frozen to where you get that like huge crit damage modifier, then you're doing a ton of damage. But like, what about bosses? You can't do that on a boss. I mean, they're gonna have some immunity, so then all of a sudden that it's not as great. I assume. In any case, still strong PvP potential for PvE.
Yeah.
But regeneration. Heals the target for 485 health over 3 seconds and applies temporal beacon for 30 seconds. Records the subject's space-time position. 100% of all arcane damage done by the caster will be converted to chronomatic healing and divided among the caster's current temporal beacon targets. Okay, this is a mouthful, but
I have no idea what any of that means.
so
Okay, here's what happens. You cast
sounds
this thing
really
on the
good.
target. You cast this thing on the target that does a bit of a heal, whatever, and they get temporal beacon. Then you just nuke. You do a whole bunch of damage, and there's a damage to heal calculation that's spread across all your beacons. So you can throw beacon on a bunch of people and then do damage and it heals them all.
God, that's
Yeah,
that's
insane.
actually so sick, dude. This is the hybrid, dude. That's S. I don't know. I think that's OP as
They're
fuck.
really pushing the hybrid thing for
Yeah.
this. So
Love it.
I think it's cool. It enables a whole entirely new playstyle and specialization for Mage. And I think that does it really well.
Finding groups is about to become a lot easier too.
Big Drew. OP. Alright, that's chest. Let's do gloves. Rewind time. Your current target with your temporal beacon instantly heals all damage taken over the last 5 seconds and effective on targets that did not have temporal beacon 5 seconds ago. Okay. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say.
So you probably should have done legs first, only because there's another ability that mages have that also apply temporal beacon. So you have 2 abilities that apply temporal beacon. One of them is the first one you talked about, which is the hot that you apply.
Mhm.
The other one on the legs,
Mass regen?
Master Gen, yeah. So it heals all of the target's player's party members within 15 yards of the target for a certain amount of damage. So it's like an AoE hot and applies temporal beacon to all of them. Okay, so there's 2 ways to put beacon on.
Okay.
And your beacon people get healed by damage you do, and then the rewind time basically says, okay, everyone that has beacon on just gets an instant heal based off the damage they've taken over the last 5 seconds.
So basically, like a preservation evoker rewind.
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I was thinking.
That all 3 of those S tier OP.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
So I think this is very strong, but it's awkward to play around. So if you're trying to play around rewind time, this person has to not die in this window, right? Like, it's valuable the more damage they take.
I don't know if they. I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if they have to be alive. Can you, if you just hit it and they died less than 5 seconds ago? Because if you read the thing,
No, it's not going to revive them. No way, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Records the
No.
subject's space-time position.
No way, dude. That'd be crazy.
No, I think they would have to be
I
alive
don't know.
still.
Hit it within 5 seconds and they res.
I don't know. It specifically says heals and it doesn't say anything about reses.
Yeah, there's no way. And if it works the same way as evoker thing on retail, they have to stay alive. But it is insane. All they would have to do is cast the AoE heal and then 5 seconds later do rewind time, and it would just heal everyone up.
Yeah, but remember, the rewind time is based off of damage taken over the last 5 seconds only.
Yeah.
Right.
So if they're low, but they haven't taken a lot of damage in 5 seconds, the rewind time's not going to do shit.
Yeah.
So you have to like anticipate damage and play around that.
Right.
So like there's actually a high
Right.
skill cap to it, which I think is fun. I think that this button is extremely powerful, but it's also very difficult to play. So that's like the drawback I wanted to highlight.
Raid healer.
So-
Epic raid healer. Because like,
I mean-
you're throwing hots on people, you're doing damage. As soon as you see big spikes like come in, you hit rewind or like
Yeah,
bump up a bit, and
like-
then you just keep pumping damage.
The fucking, if you watch the BFD thing on the demo they played, like that big ass turtle, like when they broke the shield, it did damage to everyone, like a shit ton of damage. All that could have been negated with that shit.
Also, I agree, even though we're
Yeah,
not looking at legs yet. Mass regen OP, if we're putting regen there.
Well, see, that I think mass regen is what's going to make rewind time so good. Is because that
Right,
mass
yeah.
regen spreads that temporal beacon around quickly. So
Yeah.
when you see like fights where they have like a big raid dam on a timer, like let's say like Festergut when he does the what was it, the blight when he explodes.
Dungeon
Let's
Blade.
say everyone has let's say everybody has those beacons on them put on freshly right before that goes out. Light goes off, everyone's low, you hit that rewind time, everyone's full again.
Yeah.
Like it could be big.
It's what I would add too is like So if you take regeneration as a mage, you're kind of committing to the hybrid role of like, but like more so in the direction of a healer. I think there's a world where mages don't take regeneration and like only take mass regen, or like only take rewind time. Actually, wait, you can't only take rewind. This doesn't make sense. But maybe you take only mass regen and rewind time, but you drop regen in favor of DPS talent. And sweaters, it acts the same as like Vamp Embrace and like Retail Keys, where you just have this like uber strong healing over like raid healing over 15 seconds. If there's like, let's say you're doing a 10-man fight and it's too difficult for 2 healers, you just throw the mage in there for those difficult damage windows, and that like solves your issue.
So I think regen is your tank healer ability. Mass regen is your group heal.
Right. What he's saying
it's a bigger heal of 3 seconds, but then the beacon lasts for 30 seconds.
Yeah. He just means you could like almost use that as like a raid cooldown or a group party cooldown, I guess. I don't know if it heals the whole raid or what.
I guess theoretically too, you could have regen and mass regen, and you don't technically need rewind because you just pump damage to heal the beacons.
Yeah, rewind is just like it's a huge CD that like, but it's really difficult to use. And like this is the draw, like its power level is OP for sure, like turbo S tier, but being able to get off a good use of it is going to be tricky. Like it's going to require.
Yeah. I mean, anytime anyone fucks up, takes a whole bunch of damage, you just hit it and it saves them. Like if someone's standing in fire and being an idiot, you idiot.
But you have to you have to know that the person's going to be standing in the fire and hit it before, right? Otherwise,
you don't hit before.
You have to hit it before.
No, it's instant. No, it's your current target with your. So you have to have the beacon on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right. Instantly heals all damage taken over the last 5 seconds. So
okay,
you see someone take a whole bunch of damage, you hit rewind, and it goes back up.
You're right.
So like
as long as they've had your beacon more than 5 seconds.
So Nax devastate on what's that fight called? The dog.
You mean ICC dogs, or no? Okay, Nax.
No, Nax vanilla.
Gluth.
Gluth.
Was it decimate?
Gluth. Decimate. Yeah. When you cast decimate and everyone goes to like 20% HP, just hit rewind.
God, everyone's immediately topped off. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking crazy. Okay, yeah. Wow, mages are nuts. Okay. Let's talk
about. Can you imagine
about
the fucking healing meter on that fight?
It's gonna be like normal. Then mages like 5 times everyone else's HPS. That's gonna be great.
Gonna be spamming mass regen on like everybody when it's about to pop, and then boom, like it just
in any anticipated damage you can just delete.
Yeah. Any anticipated big damage just goes away because you just have them hit it.
Let's look at Living Bomb. This is pretty exciting, I think. Now,
could be good, could be ass.
Do fire mages in Classic, they just press Fireball? I don't think you pyro. Do you pyro?
No, not really. Unless you're doing like PvP palm pyro gimmicks.
Right. So yeah, it's just kind of like a dot that you apply, but Flame Strike is like pretty good AoE for Fire Mage. So I'm not really sure how that would work in. Plus, like the nice thing about Living Bomb and Wrath is that it can like when it expires, if it crits, it contributes to your hot streak and then giving you a pyro, right? But it's not gonna do that. So it's just gonna it's like a random dot that you just put up.
Right. Yeah, there's some versions of Living Bomb have been really good and some have been like unusable. Like in Shadowlands, I think you took the talent but you just didn't even press it.
I do like that this gives Fire Mages another button because they only press Fireball, I think. Or
it's basically yeah.
You might need to build Scorches or something. I think there's Scorch stacks, but then you just press Fireball. So at least this gives them another button to press, which is it adds an element to the class. I think for that reason it is. I mean, I was gonna say it's at least feeling good. You can maybe make an argument for mana, but I think the logic we kind of use this entire video is that if it adds something to the class, then it has to be at least, feeling good.
Yeah, I would say
Arcane. Nope, we're not doing legs yet. Arcane Blast. This is the tried and true Arcane Blast. This is potentially enabling Arcane as an option, which is good because Arcane mages don't exist in Classic, so that's cool.
No, this is the healer thing right here because Temporal Beacon operates off arcane damage.
So Arcane is like the healer spec.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're
But
right.
This would give you there's other arcane things. Like you can have a pure arcane damage spec too.
Right. And also, this would mean that you can't take rewind time.
It's true.
Yep.
Oh,
This is what I'm
more
saying. Like
what?
rewind time is like the delete one thing. So like you could still have mass regen and regeneration, and your damage would still heal your beacons. You just lose that rewind time cheat.
Dude, that's so
and you'd have
awkward.
arcane blast.
What? So you have to just Arcane Missile so you pick up rewind time? Oh, that's miserable. Damn. I can't believe they put these in the same category. That's crazy.
But Arcane Blast also increases your healing done too, so
Yeah.
True.
Arcane Blast.
Interesting.
seems
you become
pretty
more of
good.
a consistent actual healer instead of
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
seems for like less predictable damage, I guess.
Yeah, effect stacks up to 4 times and lasts 6 seconds until any other. No. It doesn't affect your healing. What do you mean?
it does damage
Yeah,
and healing
it
of
Typically
other
arcane spells, but is mass regen an arcane spell?
No, but it's it
I
it
would
doesn't-
think
the
so,
damage you
yeah.
deal is
Beacon.
converted to healing of the beacon.
It says, the beacon
Oh, 'cause it's
100%
damage, yeah,
of
yeah.
all arcane damage done by the caster, blah, blah, blah.
So it'll be really interesting to see how many of these mage healers take rewind time versus arcane blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Arcane Blast, I feel like you're feeling good about it. It's like it's a good ability for Arcane.
I think that's going to come down to how the fights are designed. If there are big damage cooldowns needed with boss fights, then rewind time gets big value. If not, then Arcane Blast just kind of becomes the default.
Dude, I think how do mage healers not go when Arcane Blast is your main healing ability? What?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering. Like, how is mana going to be?
Do you take?
I don't know, man.
You
It'll
take
probably be
enlightenment, so your mana.
no.
regen
It'll
is
be
better?
like you put your hots on them. Like you put the arcane. You put the mass regen on groups. You put your regeneration on a tank or whatever you want to do, and then like healers do when they need to heal, they heal. Mages when they need to heal, they hit a fucking arcane missile. You're not spamming, right? I don't think this is a hybrid. Doing DPS well. I think this is just they heal. They DPS to heal. They're healers.
Is regeneration a channel or a cast? Because I thought I saw a video where they were like channeling something on someone.
Yeah, it's over 3 seconds, so maybe it is a channel.
Yeah, probably a channel. That then leaves the 15-second temporal
So
beacons.
it's like monk healing, basically. You could just keep channeling it, I guess, to heal.
Right,
Uh,
right.
I think there'll be a cooldown. I don't think you can just spam this.
Oh, you have to be able to spam it.
No way. They will be too strong. That would be insane.
You have to be able to spam it. Like, what do you
You
mean?
have to be able to keep healing. If
Yeah. What do you? So what the heal rotation is? Channel for 3 seconds. Arcane missile for whatever, and then channel for 3. Like.
I think if
guess
this doesn't have a
maybe?
cooldown, you don't take regeneration. There's no point. You just because you would basically, let's say in a 10-man raid, right? You apply this
well,
to.
it depends on also what the mana cost is as well.
Okay, sure, that's fair. But I was thinking that like you would basically just apply this to each party and just maintain it forever, without any ever issue of it falling. I feel like
Right.
that's insanely strong. You could even extend that to
also-
like 40 mans, where you can apply it to multiple groups and just like DPS in between, and that's just crazy.
Right.
Okay, well, you can't really maintain probably more than 2 groups because of the 3-second channel. Like you just won't get any healing done. I could be wrong. I don't know, I'm kind of talking myself out of it, but it seems like a powerful ability. To the point where you almost, I don't really know if you need regeneration.
So how do we feel about Arcane Blast? Is this meh or is it good?
I'm
Like-
feeling good.
Oh, super good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go gas. I think it's...
No, definitely not strong enough to be gas.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'd just even feeling good. It's a great addition, but nothing more, nothing less. Ice Lance. Frost Mages. Woo! Triple damage against frozen targets. I mean, we've talked about Fingers of Frost. For PvP, Frost Mages, it's OP as fuck. It's up there. That's what they
Yeah.
need.
Yep.
PvE, maybe there's a world where it's made to work. Actually, I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably not super valuable in PvE, so we'll drop down to gas with Fingers. Frosty Fingers.
So regeneration is a channel, and I think mass regeneration may be instant cast.
They both have over 3 seconds, so regeneration...
Regen does not have a cooldown and it's channeled.
Regen does. That sure. I would.
Mass regen is like a 5 or 6 second cooldown, is just an instant cast,
Really?
but I think it leaves a 3 second hot.
Interesting.
Yeah. 3 second. But just regular regen is just the channeled and you can spam it.
Yeah.
Weird. They both have the same
Bro.
wording.
Then
I wonder
how-
why one's a channel and one's not.
Okay, but if you have to channel it and you keep channeling it, how do you deal the damage that you need to be doing to get the use out of the temporal beacon?
So
Well,
if
so
you
Just do like every other?
no, but like if you got like a beacons on like multiple targets, and you need to heal all of them, you do damage.
it's a 3 second channel, so it's a pretty short channel, and it leaves a 20-second or 30-second beacon. So you channel it once or twice on them, and then you can go back to doing your arcane blast or whatever.
I agree with Ire, what he said a while back, where you're pretty much going to put regeneration on your tank, and then
Yeah.
mass regen like a party, and you basically just hit that button on cooldown, just as for your parties, and then damage in between those.
Yep.
Honestly, now that we talk about it, I feel like regeneration as an individual ability is probably like less strong than mass regen. Like, I really like mass regen. That thing is crazy. I kind of want to bump it down just to like
It's
notify
kinda the same
difference.
thing,
but-
But
right? Like,
you
it's-
you would definitely want regeneration for like spot healing, for sure.
because it's a stronger
'Cause-
heal.
Yeah, and mass regen is on a cooldown as well. So
Like this is your flash heal. This is your
yeah.
I mean, I feel like your kind of
Your-
quote unquote flash heals are just you doing damage to the boss. Like beacons are like what you put up in your
No,
downtime.
I think damage to the boss is when you need to heal all your beacons.
That's
So
just
when you need to do like a
pad
big
healing,
group healing.
like
like-
pad healing or
Yeah, you don't
something.
have like your mass regen, like it heals like a party, but you really want to hit it to get the beacons out, right? Because it's not a big heal. So like you get all these beacons out and then you start fucking pumping into the boss to like heal everybody.
All right, I'm convinced. Keep it in OP. We're on then to legs. Icy veins.
That could be pretty insane.
Just cooldown. It's a strong cooldown. It's one that Frost usually only has access to, but now potentially other classes have access to. Yeah, it's strong.
It's good for everyone.
I mean, they're not reinventing the wheel here, so I feel like we're feeling good, but probably like nothing more.
Yeah, I agree.
To feel good.
But yeah, I think fire could use that as well, probably.
Agreed. Okay, Arcane Surge. So this is, I think there's, actually never mind. I was gonna say there's potential synergy, like crazy synergy with mass regeneration, but they have the same runes, so never mind. That doesn't work. It's basically a nuke. It's a single target nuke, unlike retail. But then you get crazy regen. and it also does damage based on your mana. So this, I think this could be a fun play around. I don't know if you'd ever take this over Icy Veins. Maybe this is like a PvP thing.
I think this is a long-term, long fight ability because you don't need to use a lot of mana to get the big mana regeneration afterwards. You could be basically activate that, and then you have your 300%.
Yeah,
point.
true.
It's just like another Evo, I guess, if you're using it while you're low. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The fucking mage heal is so ridiculously OP.
Which one?
The single target one. He's like dueling this warlock. The warlock's just wailing on him, and he's standing there, and like every once in a while he just hits it, and he gets the like full health and like instantly. It's like tick 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 full health. Ha 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 lol. It's like ridiculous. Anyway,
I think we're feeling good about Arcane Surge. I kind of put it some of the Icy
Yeah.
Veins. I think there's utility for it, but I would leave it there. And that leaves us with our final ability, Living Flame. Summons a Spellfire flame that moves towards the target, leaving a trail of Spellfire. This trail deals 42 Spellfire damage every second to nearby enemies, lasts 20 seconds. So this is like a kind of like an AoE fire on ground consecrate, but it's in a line, and it moves towards the target. I wonder if the target moves, will it move with that target? That'd be
yes, it chases the target.
Yo, okay, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I just saw it on the thing I linked.
I don't know how practical it is, but it seems fun.
That's a PvP move.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's just hard to.
It's probably because it seems so PvP oriented. I'm gonna say it's a feels good because it probably is gonna force your opponents to play around it, which is just good.
Does it have a cooldown? Do we know? Lasts 20 sec. It lasts 20 seconds? Holy wait! I thought we get the target and expire. So that thing's just following somebody forever. Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's. I'm like, I hear you guys, but I'm still struggling to kind of envision when you would like where would that be applicable?
You throw that on your someone that has to stand and cast to get value, because that's someone is always going to have to keep moving, so they're losing a lot of uptime.
Okay, that's that's actually very interesting. Okay, yeah, I guess that could work. Sure, feeling good. Why not?
And it looks like almost 1 a second or more than 1 a second. A frostbolt was doing like 78 to 85.
Yeah.
So it's like a little bit
That
more than
thing
half a
fucking
frostbolt.
jams.
I don't think
Yeah, it's pretty good.
it doesn't look like it does too much damage, but that's a nuisance for sure. Interesting. That's kind of that's fun, dude.
Damage plus pushback, and they can't just stand there and cast. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's very small. I was gonna say maybe there's a world where like you run that for like AoE, and the nice thing is that you don't have to. Your tank doesn't have to like not move. You can just put it down. It'll just light everything on fire as you're just running with mobs. But it's
Right.
the area of effect looks pretty small, so I'm not sure how applicable that would be.
I don't know. Like if your tank just like wiggles around a little bit, it'll just like put some patches on the fire on the ground. Then you just park them.
It didn't seem like the patch stayed there that long. The trail itself stayed there for a while, but like the fire left doesn't look like it's there for that long.
All right, but boys, we have reached the end of the tier list ranking. It is
At the time.
absurdly long.
Yeah, that is insane.
Very, very long. But that is gonna be it. Thank you all for your time. Yeah, it's definitely some things I want to kind of learn more about. But dude, this is Season Discovery is looking real cool, dude. There's a lot of really good things going into it, so I'm excited.
That is definitely a list.
Yeah.
That thing's so fucking long, dude.
It's so
it's amazing that it's just like this.
dumb.
You have all this screen and it's just this narrow
Right,
little
yeah.
thing.
Yo, do you remember what
Are you not able to like widen it?
Is this tier list for mobile or?
No, it's we're just zoomed
What
out.
the fuck? What?
Yeah.
There you go.
Boom.
There you go.
There it is. GG's. The entire list. Hell yeah.
Poor ancestral guidance.
Yeah, we just... Dude, there's gonna be so many people that are like, wait, Ancestral Guidance is so good. What are you guys talking about? Which, by the way, we're all Season of Discovery experts. Everything you heard here is true and correct. And nothing could be further than the truth from what you have seen here. Wait, what? Don't think that part's correct, but don't worry about it.